midfield, a gang of purple jerseys. The beautiful campus of CBC High School in St. Louis County. It is week 1 of the Class 6 district playoffs, and the CBC Cadets host the St. Louis U High Junior Billikens. My name's Randy Molman, Coach Chris Maris alongside, and this is the time, this is the week that CBC goes to three-peat in earnest.
Well, they're going to give it their best shot here, and they're in a little bit of unfamiliar territory going into this particular set of playoffs. I can't remember the last time they were below a 2 seed going into the district, and they are the 4 seed playing 5 seed St. Louis U High, and rematch from, week 5, I think it is?
Back on September 27th.
So it's an exciting night. I know there was a lot of buzz and anticipation around the school building today. The kids did a great job this week, according to the coaches, in terms of being focused and prepared for this game, which some people might wonder about, considering, provided we win this weekend, and there's still a game to be in front of us. The rematch with the Smet looms large next week, and a lot of people think, they might be looking past St. Louis U High, trying to think about that particular game, but according to the coaches and according to the week of work they put in, that's not the case. They're very, very focused on this particular game.
And DeSmet was the number 1 seed in the district. They will host Pattonville this evening. The winner of that game plays the winner of this game next week. The St. Louis U High Billikens Junior Bills are 5-4. They put together a better season. They're certainly a better team under Mike Jones this year than they were last year. And the guy to look out for is their running back, number 21, Kellen Porter. Coach this season, 5 100-yard rushing games. And when he rushes for less than 4.3 yards per carry, Sluh is 0-4. If he has no rushing touchdowns, Sluh is 0-3. He has to get going for the Junior Bills to have a shot here tonight.
Well, they definitely want to get him going in order to be able to be successful. And, they got away from that early in that game against CBC. I mean, they started with him, but then they got away from it. Largely because of the way the game went for CBC. And I got to believe that's what they're going to want to do. They're going to want to establish that. If you look at this Sluh season, I mean, they won their last 2 games 51-6, 24-16. Then they lost a heartbreaker to Chaminade 18-13. They beat Vianney 48-28. And then you go back and you see that loss to us 45-14 on week 5. That game and the game against the Smet, 49-7, are the only 2 games that they were out of. They lost to Ladue by 12. That's a Class 4 defending state champ and was undefeated until last weekend against Kirkwood. This is a very, very competitive team. They've only had 2 games where they really weren't competitive in, and I think they'd like to answer the bell and say, hey, we're better than we were when we played you guys in week 5. So they've got a lot to prove in this. I mean, 17 in a row for CBC against Sluh coming into tonight, and you got to believe that they and their fans want to see that streak ended. So a lot on the line for both teams on a number of levels.
Kyle Dulick is deep for St. Louis U High to return the opening kickoff. CBC will kick going left to right with Eric Loomis. The Cadets wearing their purple home uniforms with the white and Vegas gold trim, the Vegas gold helmet. St. Louis U High in the white jerseys with the blue trim. And at the 2-yard line, it's Dulick, averaging almost 25 yards a carry. He's got a huge hole across the 40, 45, close to midfield. I said carry almost 25 yards per kickoff return this year for Kyle Dulick, and he busted that close to midfield.
Well, something went wrong there for CBC. Right before the kick, they shifted. CBC kicked from their left hash, and they put 5 guys or 6 guys on that side of the ball, which was a short side. And then they pushed the ball far right where they only had 4 guys going down the field. I got to believe that ball was supposed to come back towards this near sideline where we had guys coming down and that Loomis miskicked it or they pushed it the wrong direction for some particular reason. Something didn't go right.
Brendan Hanna's the starting quarterback, the senior, 6'2", 205, and he is in the pistol formation, fakes it to Porter, rolls right, fires to the sideline. Good throw, but a little bit too far, intended for Luke Sherman.
Well, he put that ball in where his receiver was going to get it, but it was a little too far out of bounds. If he underthrows that or throws it behind, it's going to get picked off. So, they tried to go bootleg there, roll the quarterback out, try to get somebody across the field on that, and didn't quite go their way.
Brendan Hanna completing 49.7% of his passes, 14 touchdowns, 10 interceptions on the season. Kellen Porter is not in the backfield. They call Sherman over now. He's going to line up to the right of Hanna, and a lot of times these wide receivers will take handoffs. Isaac Thompson is also someone to watch. That actually might be who's in the backfield, number 9.
No, it was
number 6. Hanna rolls left. He's looking. He dumps it off. Gain of about 3. Hit there quickly by
Calvin
Carey, who is the second leading tackler behind Ray Lingard. Pass was complete to number 15 there, Luke Ratterman, the junior.
So they went deep pass on the first play right there and did not get, it didn't work out their way. I'm really surprised they didn't come back to the running game. I really think throwing the ball against CBC plays right into CBC's strengths. They're good in the secondary. They're athletic up front. They have a pretty good pass rush. Where they've struggled is teams running the football right at them.
Could be a case of coaches on offense for St. Louis U High trying to outthink themselves here. Here's a fake again, and this is Hanna rolling right, fires in the flat. It's caught there by Sherman. He's got a first down inside the 35 for St. Louis U High.
I think that was number 9.
No,
Isaac
that was.
Thompson.
You're right.
Thompson. They motioned him into the backfield, ran him out into the flat on that far side, and a really well-designed play right there for St. Louis U High on third down. Nobody picked up the back out of the backfield, and we didn't get enough pressure on him in order to, slow him down.
One of those other weird stats for St. Louis U High, Isaac Thompson. When he catches a touchdown pass, St. Louis U High is 4-1 this year. I did a little research before this game, Coach, for the first time all year.
Oh, that's not true at all. You got more chicken scratch on here than I know what to do with.
Hanna out of the shotgun now. First down and 10, St. Louis U High. CBC showing blitz with Lingard. Here he comes up the middle. Hanna quickly, Rainbow's far side, looking for the receiver. Oh, that's good defense.
And I think that's going to be
sure.
There might have been a flag.
There was a flag, yes.
I think that's going to be offensive PI on there.
I mean, it looked to me like Schonhorst had position, but does he have to allow him to come back to the ball if it's short? He doesn't,
I don't believe he does. If he's got position, once the ball's in the air, it's any person's ball. You just can't. Neither player can do it.
And they're going to mark it against. Let's see. They did mark it against Sluh High, I think.
Well, he's turned around.
Yeah,
he's facing the wrong direction.
It's going to be on CBC.
Wow, that's a
15-yard offensive or defensive pass interference call, and that's tough, man. I don't see that, Coach. Did you?
I did not see it. I thought the CBC defensive back was turning around facing the ball, unless something happened before they got to that particular point, because the Sluh defender had to come over the back in order to knock that pass away.
Hanna out of the gun, empty backfield for St. Louis U High. 10:41 to play first quarter. First drive of the game for either team. Hanna takes the shotgun snap. He's going to keep it himself. Design run right side. He's met there. Mike West with a huge play. He worked right off that right tackle, held up the right tackle, fought him off, and then bounced over to make the tackle. Great play by Mike West.
One of the fans is going crazy down here. I'm not exactly sure. Not a very heavily attended game, so sorry I kind of paused there. Yeah, that was an incredibly good play there by Mike West, coming off the edge there and basically not giving them anything. 2nd and
14 now. Hanna again, empty backfield. Kellen Porter, 0 carries on this drive. Something to keep an eye on. Hanna again, Rainbow's far side, looking for the end zone, and that's almost intercepted. Schonhorst over there went up. He had it in his hands, but it was batted away by the receiver in the end zone. It'll be 3rd and 14.
Now, The corners are the guys at CBC that I would not be going after. Both corners are very, very good in coverage. Both have a number of interceptions. We talked about last week, Cam Powell, 3 return interceptions for touchdowns. Sean Horst with 4 or 5 overall. I would be going after the safeties on this team, specifically sophomore Jeffrey Morgan. He's, a really, really good young player, but he is young and he hasn't had as many opportunities.
Porter comes in motion. Hanna will keep it himself on 3rd and long up the middle. He'll get some of the penalty yards back, maybe 1 extra. So it'll be 4th and 9 here at the 15. Very conservative play call there by St. Louis U High on 3rd and long.
Now they went draw look there, QB draw. I guess thinking maybe CBC was going to bail on the pass, but boy, I'm not sure 14 yards I do that. That's maybe 3rd and 7. You might go with something along those lines. But it looks like you're going field goal here for Sluh to try to get on the board.
This is Thomas Ziegler, the sophomore. He's going to attempt a field goal of 33 yards from the right hash. Snap back, ball down, line drive. Kick is well wide and low. No good. And again, you go back to the play call on 3rd and 15, and you basically ran that play to set yourself up to kick a field goal there.
Well, and maybe he wants it from that particular hash, but if you're going to do that, if you're going to like, okay, we're going to just try to put points on the board, then run a play to get yourself to the middle of the field. Unless he really wants it on that right hash, which, you never know. But that did not make sense. Now, Sluh did some really nice things on that particular drive. There were some puzzling things that happened both officiating-wise and also that last play call.
1st down and 10 for the Cadets. They take over at the 20. Robinson Wayne fires near side. It's caught. Across the 25, across the 30. 1st down. And that is
Brown, I think. No.
That is number 8. Is that Cam Powell?
8 or 9.
Can't
yeah,
tell.
It's got to be number 8 because number 9 is Jamie Hogan,
yeah.
And I can tell Jamie Hogan's body from a long way away. That isn't
Cam Powell playing some receiver, of course, and it's 1st and 10 after the 11-yard pickup. Aiden Robinson Wayne will keep it himself. Picks across the middle. He squeezes through. 1st down and more. Across midfield into Sluh High territory. Aiden Robinson Wayne had a big game rushing the last time these two went head-to-head. He rushed for 132 yards in that game at Sluh on September 27th.
And that's a big rush on his way to another play similar to that.
He was also 10 of 17 in that game throwing, so well over 200 yards. Here's Lingard. Ooh, tackled there. Good tackle in the backfield by number 40. That is
Daniel
Deshell Wooler.
Wooler.
Deshell Wooler. Good play there, number 40. The guy to watch is number 3, Anthony Bohannon. He has double-digit tackles recorded in every single game this year. And he had a huge game against Chaminade just a couple weeks ago. 3 sacks, 2 fumble recoveries. Robinson Wayne will roll left. Looking, and tackled way back in CBC territory at the 48-yard line. And that was, I believe, Sherman.
Yeah, I think on that play, if Aiden had that to do over again, he would have probably unloaded that ball just to make sure that we didn't lose any yards lose the yardage we did on that play. But
3rd down and 16 for CBC. Under 7:30 to play, 1st quarter. He's going to go deep down the sideline for Brinson. He makes the catch. Do they say he's in bounds? They do. Inside the 15 at the 14. And Brinson and the D-back over there hand-checking a little bit, but he made a great catch.
Here's what I'm going to say. If what was on pass interference done on this end, that should be he jumped up and came down and put his hand on his shoulder before the ball was ever there. And he jumped way early trying to get that ball. As soon as Brinson's eyes went up, he jumped.
1st and 10 now at the 14. For CBC, a big 3rd down play, and there's the difference. A big, aggressive 3rd and long play there by the Cadets. And we didn't see that on the last play from scrimmage from St. Louis U High. Robinson Wayne gets out of trouble, fires over the middle, incomplete. He's just trying to unload it, and there's a penalty flag. That might be intentional grounding. No one in the vicinity. Let's see.
He was throwing down the middle. There was a receiver headed down the middle of the field. I wouldn't like that on intentional grounding. Maybe a hold also right at the offensive line is a possibility.
Let's see what they call
They're
here.
talking to Sluh. Looks like they're talking to Sluh.
Jordan Clay is in the backfield now for.
Well, he threw that way back here now
Yeah,
where the
so
flag
that-
went,
yeah,
so I'm
so
going to
that
guess
should
it was
be
a
a
hold.
Oh,
Intent,
that is intentional grounding.
I'm
So Robinson Wayne, as he went down, threw it over the middle, and I guess there was not a receiver close enough for the
Well,
officials not to call intentional grounding.
This is where I don't like the intentional grounding call in high school. And I've gone more and more on this as I've seen and I coached and stuff. Let these kids throw it away. Let them throw it away. Let them get rid of it. Who cares if they're getting under the grass? Try to minimize, especially if they're not. There's no contact on them.
Robinson Wayne hands it. Nope, keeps it himself. Bouncing to the left
Nothing.
side, and he's met there by a number 4, it looks like, for St. Louis U High, Brendan Hanna. And
Little chirp in between one of the defensive backs and Zach Hahn.
can't tell if that's number 4 or not. The St. Louis U High numbers are very thin,
They're a little hard to read.
and they're hard to read. I don't think that was Hanna. I think that was Sherman. Anyway, here's Robinson Wayne. He's looking near side. Fires down, looking for Powell, and it's batted away
go
last
back
second.
to the ball, Cam.
Yeah, Powell needed to come back to that and make a play on the ball. You know, you and I talk about that a lot during the season is your quarterbacks can put it in the vicinity. Sometimes you need the receiver to cut, stop, come back, go get the football.
He was waiting for the ball, and he was open, and Cam saw it. Aiden saw it late. And so as soon as that ball goes up in the air, as a receiver, you've got to have enough feel around you. And Cam's not played. He's
Right.
split time between offense and defense, primarily been a corner. He's got to feel that safety's coming to him, and he's got to put himself in a position to, bring that down.
Number 26, Tay Wiley, was the one who batted it down. Here's a long field goal attempt by Loomis, and it's
Look at
good. 46 yards. Eric Loomis puts the Cadets on top with 6:30 to play in the first quarter.
Well, not very conventional, but I'll take it.
So one drive each. St. Louis U High drove down the field, missed a field goal, and then CBC took over, drove down the field, stalled out, and then Eric Loomis with a 46-yard field goal to put the Cadets on top 3-0. We're in the Tim Kylo broadcast booth. State Farm agent Tim Kylo and CBC alum. You can, if you want to quote on any sort of insurance, you want to save a little money, you have any questions on your insurance coverage, any coverage that you may not have that you may need, call Tim, 314-842-4442, or shoot him an email, tim@timkylo.com. He, of course, is the sponsor of our broadcast booth here at W. Michael Ross Stadium.
So your officials for tonight's game, the referee is Sam Howard, the umpire is Rick Bloom, the linesman Calvin Jones, line judge Dan Wheeler, and the back judge is Cedric Robinson. So those are the gentlemen that are helping officiate tonight's game.
The Cadets will kick off now, leading 3-0. Kyle Dulick deep, and he had a huge return of about 46 yards his first time. He's averaging
I'm going to see if they do something different this time.
almost 25 a return coming in. There's a line drive kick, and that's easy. Just kick it into the end zone.
And I think that's where they wanted that last one to go, was in that same vicinity. And look, I can't kick a football, so I'm not gonna get after anybody too much. But I don't think they wanted to do that first one the way they did. Luckily, they got no damage there, so go from there.
You want me to put in a word for you at Mizzou to go down and do the Coca-Cola kick one time?
No. I embarrassed myself enough. I don't need to do that. Hey, folks, Brother David Pooh's in the house up from Memphis, visiting CBC this weekend. So he's walking down the stands looking for somebody, but
Hanna will give it to Kellen Porter, his first carry of the night, and he's bottled up after a gain of 2.
The way everybody went diving in, I thought maybe the ball had popped out because it seemed like a couple extra guys went flying in there.
It'll be 2nd and 8 for the Junior Billikens. 3-0 CBC, approaching 6 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Class 6 District 1 playoff action as the playoffs and district play open all across the state of Missouri here tonight. One of the best nights of the year if you're a high school football fan.
It is. And, everybody's playing at least their 10th game tonight. Well, Class 5's not, but some of those teams have byes.
Kellen Porter picks up 3. It'll be 3rd and 5. CBC doing a good job there. The last time these two played, Kellen Porter rushed 21 times for 66 yards, 3.1 yards per carry. And so the Cadets did a great job on Kellen Porter the first time these two hooked up.
Well, they were doing everything they could to bottle him up. That was one of their goals going into the game. And, see if Sluh's got a different plan tonight. Looks like maybe at the start they kind of do.
Hannah rolls right, fires over the middle. He's got a first down. Completed just beyond the marker, 7-yard pickup.
Jeffrey Morgan on a nice open field tackle right there.
Pass was completed once again to Luke Ratterman. And for Ratterman this year, that's just his 19th catch. Under 5 to play first quarter. 1st and 10, Junior Billikens. Kellen Porter in the backfield with Hannah. Now he splits out wide right. Empty backfield. Hannah looks, steps up in the pocket, can't find anyone. He's going to tuck it and run, but he is swallowed up by the purple jerseys, far side over there. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
Not a whole lot of room. As soon as he looked at his, from my perspective, he looked at his first read where he wanted to go with the ball, and when it wasn't there, he pulled it down, and he did not have a second look at where he wanted to go with the ball. Seemed like if he would have seen that read a little sooner, he had an opportunity to look off and go a different direction. Now, I didn't get a good feel for whether somebody else was open, but, if you're playing high school football nowadays, you've got to be able to look more than one place.
2nd and 13, ball spotted at the 29. Hannah, empty backfield once again, out of the shotgun. Takes the snap, looks right, keeps it himself. Delayed run by the quarterback. He's got room. Across the 35, across the 40. First down, Junior Bills, close to midfield. And a nice run by Brendan Hannah. Design sort of counter quarterback run there.
Yeah, looked like a little bit of quarterback counter or quarterback stretch zone look. They might have been trying to just get him to the edge, to the tackle, and say, okay, find a seam and get upfield in a manner of a draw. And nice play there. A couple of CBC defenders took a couple of questionable angles in terms of cutting him off. I think they had a chance to cut him down and a little sooner and maybe got a little too far upfield before they made that angle.
1st and 10 at the 48 for the Junior Bills. They give it to Porter. Picks his way across midfield into CBC territory. Finally gang tackled at the 46. Good pickup on first down for Kellen Porter.
So second and 4 or so for the Junior Bills, and that's becoming more manageable. They've been pretty effective with what they're trying to do here so far. Against CBC and mixing it up, giving them a lot of different looks, a lot of different things to think about.
Approaching 3 minutes to play first quarter. 2nd and 4 at the 46 of CBC. Here's Porter again, stutter move. Picks up 3. It'll be 3rd and 1, right up the gut. In on the stop there for CBC. At the bottom of that pile looked like Mike West and number 72, Sam Wiebert. Oh, no, that's not.
72 is Webert.
Webert. Sam Webert. So it'll be
I
3rd.
I got a lesson in how to pronounce his last name. Webert.
3rd and 1 at the 42. Got to hand it to St. Louis U High so far. They've moved the ball pretty methodically. No big plays really yet. But they have gotten the yards necessary to get 4 or 5 first downs already in this quarter. 3rd and 1, bobbled snap. It bounced into the hand of Porter, and he's going to be close, but I don't know if they're going to give it to him.
It looks really, really close, and then he got pushed back. You don't get that snap cleanly, and that, especially on a 3rd and 1, a short yardage, you are in a tough situation.
That could have been disastrous for the Junior Bills. It sort of bounced off Hannah. He was bobbling it. Porter was right next to him, and it sort of bobbled it right into his arms.
So it looks like pretty much no gain on that. Maybe lost a few inches on that, the way they're marking that.
Good spot for CBC, I think. 4th and 1 here, and the Junior Bills will go for it.
Situation where they may choose to try to draw off sides or get a quick one.
This is Porter, bounces it to the outside. He's got the first
edge.
down.
He got that edge. You know, it's one of the things you sell out to try to stop him coming right at you, and he just scraped down the outside there and found a soft spot on the edge and was able to get the first down. Not a huge play, but good enough to get them the first down.
Pickup of 7. First down and 10. Junior Bills at the 35 of CBC. 3-0 Cadets. First quarter action here at W. Michael Ross Stadium. You're watching CBC football on the Cadet Student Network. We're here in the Tim Kylo broadcast booth. My name's Randy Molman. Coach Chris Maris alongside. No place we'd rather be on a Friday night. Beautiful weather.
It's actually a really good football night.
And a timeout.
I think it's a little cool to be watching the game from the stands and stuff, but the kids that are out there playing, you know, once they get moving and sweating a little bit, they're probably pretty comfortable.
CBC wants to thank Mercy Healthcare. They take care of the athletes here at CBC, and they can take care of you. And our friend Kristen Jeans does such a great job taking care of our CBC athletes. For more information, go find Mercy Healthcare online. CBC comes in with a record of 7-2. They were 3-1 in conference. I saw Jordan Clay in earlier. He's back tonight, so the Cadets have their full stable of running backs here tonight. Lingard and Clay.
Artie McAlpine is not
not
in the lineup tonight, so he's battling a little illness from my understanding. So I don't think he's here. I know he's been a little under the weather. But you could see Jeremiah Miller pick up a couple of Artie's carries. He's run the ball fairly effectively in the minimal carries he's gotten.
Here's Hannah. 1st and 10. He's going to keep it himself. Bounces it now near side. Chasing him down is Tyler Dixon. Dixon finally ran him down.
Flag went flying out. I don't know what the two of them.
Initially, Hannah put the stiff arm on him, but Dixon stayed with him and wrapped him up. 2 flags, it looks like, from the back and from the front.
Head-to-head contact on Sluh.
All right.
Took a crackback block. So when they put their fists together, that means a defenseless player hit or head-to-head contact hit. So crackback's going to get called on Sluh. And when you start seeing people start running to the perimeter and run to the outside and people are pursuing, that's where that happens a lot. And old school football fans don't like that because that peel back or that blindside block was always something that everybody kind of, loved to get. But, I would ask to kind of understand it. This is one of the things that they're trying to make the game safer. And those plays can be very, very devastating when it comes to the concussion aspect of the game.
So now it'll be 1st and 21. Ball spotted at the 46. They have to get to the 25-yard line for a first down. My quick math tells me it's 21 yards there, Coach. Hannah takes the shotgun snap, fires over the middle, caught. Immediately dropped at the 40, number 9. That's Isaac Thompson, the sophomore.
Yeah, that low pass there, and couldn't really go anywhere with it once he got it. He just had to go down and get it the way he did. One of the things we teach the kids on the lower level when they've got those peel-back looks, instead of going to get that guy, stand your ground and set the basketball pick. Now, the officials aren't quite picking up on that, but if you just kind of anchor your ground and a guy runs into you, that's where I think the fine line is on that particular block, and that needs to ultimately get figured out.
Sherman comes in motion. Hannah. Pump fake. Now fires deep. He's got a receiver open. It's caught inside the 25, inside the 20. Caught at about the 14 by number 9, Isaac Thompson, and Sean Horst bit on the pump fake, and that left the receiver wide open.
Yeah, I wonder, it looked like CBC might have been in a little bit of a too-high safety look. I wonder if there was supposed to be an exchange of responsibilities there between the safety and the corner, and the safety didn't get over there fast enough to cover the guy going down the sideline. I obviously don't know what we had called defensively, but usually if the corner's covering that guy down the field, usually we're single high safety.
1st and 10 at the 15. The Junior Bills in the red zone. 7.4 seconds, but we won't get a playoff here. Penalty flag. Usually a false start. No,
Ooh,
offside,
offensive.
CBC. That'll move it to the 10-yard line, 1st and 5.
I wondered whether Tyler Dixon got a little bit of an early start going into the neutral zone there. So
1st and 5, Junior Bills. 6 seconds to go until the first quarter comes to an end. CBC leads 3-0.
I think unless Sluh pops one in on this particular play, we're not going to see another score in the first quarter.
Hannah has 2 backs now. One flank to his left. Porter behind him. He takes a snap and runs up the middle, churning his legs. CBC pulls the ball out, and they may have recovered. That was number 21, Jordan Marshall, who ripped it free. The Junior Bills recovered, and that'll end the first quarter. But wow, you saw them stand him up, and Marshall came around the backside, and you saw him ripping at that ball. He finally got it out before the whistles blew, but the Junior Bills recover.
Boy, tough break right there as the officials are talking a little bit.
Yeah, they're going to run it down the field, which means St. Louis U High will maintain possession. They recovered the fumble. Looks like they'll be short. Well, we'll see where they spot it.
It's going to be second and short. They had the box on the spot.
The first quarter comes to an end. CBC leads 3-0, and Sluh is knocking on the door here. And they will be as we start the second quarter. Now, a lot of teams try for time of possession, slow, methodical drives, keep that CBC offense off the field. And in the first quarter, the Junior Bills succeeded.
They've done that pretty effectively so far, and CBC shot themselves in the foot on a couple of penalties and a couple of either blown assignments or not playing quite as well as they should have. So, we'll see how this goes. Second quarter, see whether CBC's kind of found their way into this. I know they only had the ball the one time and got 3 points on it, and this is one of the recipes for beating CBC. Keep the offense off the field.
2nd and 2, ball spotted at the 7 as we start the second quarter. A 3-0 CBC lead. When these two played at St. Louis U High back in September, the Cadets were already up 21-7 at this point of the game. Porter drives his feet backwards, picked up maybe 1.
Got third and 1. CBC was in the backfield very, very quickly. And, running between the tackles, with the exception of a couple of the plays by the quarterbacks, Sluh has not gotten a whole lot in between the tackles. They've got a couple of things on the perimeter with the quarterback and with Porter on a couple of plays, but with Hannah and Porter. So we'll see what they decide to do here, whether they're going to try to go right back after the teeth of CBC's defense or whether they're going to do something different.
3rd and less than a yard, it looks like. And this is Hannah keeping it himself, and he dives in for the touchdown. The Junior Bills take the lead at the beginning of this second quarter. Brendan Hannah on 3rd and short, kept it himself, found a seam, and took it in for 6.
They managed to wall off that one side of CBC's defense, and I don't know if CBC blitzed themselves out of that gap or what happened. Nobody got in and filled that gap, and Hannah just went in pretty much untouched. Kind of dove late, but
Ziegler will attempt the extra point for the Junior Bills. Penalty flag before the snap. They'll do it again. At 11-12 remaining. It's a false start, so that'll push the Junior Bills back to the 15-yard line. This extra point will be from 25 yards for Thomas Ziegler, the sophomore. And the officials blow. Okay. Now we're ready. Trying to make it a 7-3 game here for St. Louis U High. There's the snap, there's the hold, the kick is up, and it's good. So the Junior Bills lead CBC 7-3 with 11-12 to go here until halftime. Patrick Walsh has jumped in.
Randy, how you doing?
Patrick Walsh in our little Tim Kylo broadcast booth.
Right.
Thank you for joining us.
My good friend Tim Kylo. Tim Kylo's home tonight watching the broadcast from the comfort of his home. We usually see him here for home games.
We do.
But he's home tonight, so hello to Tim, and hello to everybody here on CSN.
I understand CBC started a new department recently.
Well, just unveiled,
Yeah.
our new eSports program. We're incredibly excited
New
about
program.
it. Yeah. We just, via the social media world, we made the big announcement yesterday. We have a new eSports arena here at CBC. It's a program that we've been researching, learning from experts about for more than a year. And now, right here on campus, we've got about 1,500, a little more than 1,500 square feet dedicated to this area of interest for so many of our students. It's an opportunity for them to work together, to team up, to really work as a team and collaborate, find solutions to problems. And it's a place that our students are really excited about, and we are too.
Dakota Mayo on the return for the Cadets. He crosses the 20 to the 21. And Patrick, Coach Maris took me over to the eSports arena.
And what'd you think?
It was ridiculous. And I mean that in a good way. Unbelievable. The all top of the line.
It is.
And cutting edge. And we've got to be the first high school in the area. CBC's got to be the first high school in the area to build such a facility, right?
Yeah, something on that scale for sure. It's a growing area of interest. It has been an area of interest for our students for a long time. High schools are starting to pick it up. The level at which we put a facility together is really unmatched in the area, though.
Jordan Clay with a big run. He fumbles, and the Junior Bills recover at the 31. Luke Sherman falls on it. Actually, that's number 20. Owen Tucker with the recovery. Owen Tucker comes up with the ball after Sherman stripped it, and the Junior Bills have it at the CBC 31. That was unfortunate. A big run by Jordan Clay, and he just got swatted right out of his left arm. The Junior Bills take over here. Patrick Walsh joining me here in the Tim Kylo broadcast booth. And, I know Maryville University right up the street has a good eSports program.
They do.
And what's the timetable for this to be mainstream, like where everybody has it, where they're going to give as many scholarships in college as they do for football, basketball, baseball, because that's coming, right?
It is coming, and it's already begun. Maryville scholarship students to play on their eSports teams, a variety of eSports teams at Maryville. They've won national championships. It's a growing industry, and it's growing at the collegiate level. We're really excited to be a part of it.
Hannah on the run, dumped it to number 9. That's Isaac Thompson right over the CBC defender, and a nice play by Hannah and a first down for the Junior Bills.
This Junior Bill quarterback has been impressive tonight. It's been about 6-7 weeks since we played them last in the regular season. He's come a long way and been really impressive.
He has. I was telling Coach Maris that usually the blueprint to try to beat CBC is to control the clock, methodically drive down the field, keep CBC's offense off the field, and most teams can't do it. Sluh's been able to do it so far in this game.
They're controlling the clock right now for sure.
Porter, no gain. Good play in the backfield by number 11, Ray Lingard, CBC's leading tackler. So how many students now at CBC are involved in the eSports program? Has that happened yet? And if it has, how many are in?
Well, I mean, we've gauged the interest.
Okay,
the program or the teams aren't established or set yet, but we have well over 200 kids who are chomping at the bit to get into that room, to start to form teams, establish kind of who's at what level, and we'll be incorporating some tournament play, some open play into the process, just so the kids get in there and get their feet wet, or their fingers wet, I guess. With our gaming consoles, we have 48 PCs that are top of the line stuff that we built ourselves in house, and we also have a variety of. And I'm the worst spokesman for this, Randy, because this isn't my area of expertise.
Right.
But in total, we've got 52 stations where kids can explore, team up, partner up, and compete in this virtual world.
That is fantastic. 3rd and 5. Good tackle on the last play by number 21. That was Jordan Marshall on the quick pass to the tight end. There's a loft to the end zone and knocked away by Cam Powell, and they're going to get him for pass interference. Cam Powell turned around at the last second to bat that away, but I wonder if his hands were grasping at the jersey of the St. Louis U High wide receiver, and that's what they call.
Well, I tell you what, it's on the far side of the field from us. There was some hand play down low from both sides on a jump ball like that in the end zone. If both players are established under the ball and looking at the ball, which is what I saw, you got to let them play a little bit. And Cam did a great job of going up and high pointing it and knocking it away.
So let's see what they call here. It was a 3rd and 5 at the 10-yard line. And the call is pass interference against Cam Powell and CBC. That'll give the Junior Bills an automatic first down. And an unsportsmanlike conduct called against CBC after the play. Coach Pingle wants an explanation. They're going to mark it all the way down to the 2.5-yard line. It would have been half the distance, and now they'll mark it at the 3, it looks like. The CBC fans not very happy with that last call.
They're not happy. And if we were down in our eSports arena playing John Madden football, we would get to freeze frame that,
yes,
turn it around,
we would
see it from every angle. But, Randy Gardner and the CSN team can only do so much on the replay.
So I will say that Coach Maris and I are putting in our application and our resume to be the first eSports broadcasters.
Is that right?
I just want to tell you right now.
You guys would do great.
I'll have to do some studying on these games.
We should incorporate some CSN into that. And if you're interested, I'm forming the first Pac-Man team.
Oh, Ms. Pac-Man. I'm in. If you play Ms. Pac-Man, I'm in. Hannah stuttered, and he's finally hit, but we're going to get a flag. Hit at the 5-yard line. We'll see if this one goes against St. Louis U High, usually in the neighborhood of holding where that flag was thrown. And it is. So that'll push him back 10 yards. And the CBC fans sarcastically cheer. So how long has this been in the planning? You said it's taken a long time, a lot of study, a lot of research. Give me an idea, months, years. How long before you decided, let's pull the trigger and let's make this happen?
I would say for the last year, we've been intently focused on getting something established on our campus. It stretches back before that, though, just identifying it as an area of interest for our students, recognizing that so many colleges are forming teams, offering scholarships, and that this is a new way for students with a variety of interests, right? Mm-hmm. We see kids who are great at band, who are great at theater, who are great on the athletic field. All of their second areas of interest are in the eSports arena. So it's really bringing kids together who have different interests otherwise. It's pretty cool.
In the end zone, touchdown, St. Louis U High. And a flag on the play. And again, I think they're going to get Powell for pass interference, but it won't matter this time. Let's see. Let's make sure, though. That was number 9, Isaac Thompson, in the corner for the touchdown for the Junior Bills. But they haven't put the points up on the board yet. The officials will talk it over at the 2-yard line down there.
It was an awfully late flag. I'm hopeful that it's not another unsportsmanlike something.
8:24 to go. The CBC has had one offensive drive in this game so far, and we are well into the second quarter. Let's see what this call is on the Cadets or on the Junior Bills. The kicker is out for the Junior Bills. They think that the penalty will not be on them, and it is a touchdown. Let's see.
Spoke with our captain.
Here we go. Touchdown is good. Unsportsmanlike conduct called once again, this time against St. Louis U High. And so that'll be marked off on the kickoff. So Thomas Ziegler to attempt the extra point, trying to make it a 14-3 game for the Junior Bills. Snap is good. Hold is good. The extra point is good. St. Louis U High, with 8:24 to go until halftime, lead the CBC Cadets 14-3. I take that back. CBC did have a second offensive possession where they fumbled.
That turnover will get you.
The turnover will get you, especially against a team like St. Louis U High who needs the turnovers to stay in it, and they're not just staying in it; they're winning this game.
Leading the ball game right now. They've controlled the ball on offense, as you explained, and when you can force a turnover, especially in your opponent's territory, can lead to another quick score, and that's what's happened here. That leaves us 2 scores down here in the second quarter. That's unusual for us.
So that's Patrick Walsh. He's joining me in the booth right now. We're talking about the new eSports program that CBC has established. And one last question.
Yeah.
What's the time to – now you said, kids will be able to have some interest and
right.
see and get together, play games. There'll be some open tournaments. But is there going to be a tryout process? Is there going to be a freshman, JV, varsity? Like, how is it all going to be set up?
There will be all of those levels. It's less of a tryout process right now, more of a sign-up process.
Okay.
And once the kids who want to be involved kind of self-identify, and we're expecting it to be a whole lot of kids.
Yeah, I'm sure.
If our surveys are any indication, we'll tier it out and let them develop skills together, compete against each other, and just build their capabilities and their capacity in any given game. We're pumped to get it rolling. And before I leave the booth and let Chris Maris, the real expert, get in here, I'll just put in a plug for our open house on Sunday from 10 to 2. If you want to come in, check out our new eSports program and everything else that we have going on at CBC. CBC Open House this Sunday starts at 10 a.m., goes until 2 o'clock. We love talking about our school and everything that we've got going here. We can't wait to meet you.
Once again, that's open house here on campus, 10 to 2 on Sunday. Patrick Walsh, thank you for joining us.
Thank you,
telling
Randy.
us more about the eSports program here at CBC.
It's always great to listen to you guys, and I love being a part of it. Thank you, guys.
All right. Aiden Robinson-Wayne will hand it up the middle. That's Clay picking his way across that'll be Ray Lingard, I believe. Let's see. Let me make sure. Yep. Lingard up the middle, across the 35 to the 36. Actually at the 37.
Wow, a lot happened while I was gone.
How about that? A fumble by CBC. The Junior Bills convert it to 7 points, and they lead 14-3. Lingard is tackled in the backfield, held up there. Not tackled. He needed help, but good job by Luke Sherman to hold him up, and Lingard fought until more white shirts came to help Sherman.
Well, CBC's got their work cut out for them right now. They're they're down by 11, and they're struggling on this drive right here, trying to establish the run. It's not worked out real good for them. They got about 4 in the first one, lost yardage on that one.
3rd and 8. Ball spotted at the 35. Robinson-Wayne takes the shotgun snap, steps up, fires to the sideline, caught. And that'll be
it's going to be short.
First. Nope. Yeah, it will be short.
He's going to be short by about 3 yards.
Kenneth Hamilton. Wow. So is that one of those where that's just the design yardage on the sidelines they're going for, or does the receiver need to sniff out that first line marker?
I really think they want to sniff that out. I'm really shocked right now that CBC's going for it on 4th down.
4th down and 2. Big play in this first half. Timeout. I think the whistle blew before the false start because Jordan Gray definitely moved forward before the snap. But St. Louis U High calls the timeout.
Yeah, I think Sluh thought that we were going to go, and try to draw them off sides, and so they were just going to sit there. And then all of a sudden, I think they realized, oh, no, they're actually going for it. We need to get a defensive call in there or talk about this, and we'll see what CBC decides to come out and do.
So it's 4th and 2, and just a reset here, 6:41 to go until halftime. And the St. Louis U High Junior Bills lead CBC 14-3. They have controlled the clock in this game. CBC has had one long drive, and then they fumbled on their second drive almost immediately. And the Junior Bills have controlled the clock. They've been able to move the ball methodically on the CBC defense. Not many huge plays, but they've been successful. A few yards here, a few yards there, getting first downs, letting the clock roll.
Well, just when CBC looks like they've got them pinned in, they've been able to kind of slip out of trouble.
For those of you who heard Patrick Walsh talk about the new eSports program, we'll play a video at halftime highlighting that program. Patrick Heidert takes the direct snap, and he just bowls his way for a first down. And so that was the call. So that Coach Pingle said, let's get some size in there, and let's bust out those 2 or 3 yards.
Technically, it is the third drive, and that's usually when Patrick, third or fourth drive, is usually when Patrick gets his shot, and so he's got it here. Hopefully he can give CBC a spark.
Fake there. Robinson Wayne deep. He's got Brinson on the sideline. It's caught inside the they're going to say he's out at the 22? I thought he was inside the 20 for sure.
Well,
even Brinson thought he was farther up the field than that.
I'm going to tell you right now, this officiating crew is struggling mightily, not only with the pace of this game, but also the intensity of this game. And I'm not going to say they've made a whole lot of wrong calls, but they are really, really struggling in terms of this.
And I think
they got a personal foul, roughing the passer.
So that'll tack on some yards.
They're going to be doing some paperwork tonight. They've already got 2 unsportsmanlike penalties that they've got to write up. And, I think on the 3 pass interference calls they've called so far tonight, I think 2 of them are pretty legit. But I think there's one that wasn't. And, and so there's a lot of confusion in terms of what is and what isn't right now, I think, on the part of the players.
So the ball spotted at the 11. CBC, after a big play to Chevalier Brinson, an additional 10 on the roughing the passer. Actually, an additional, looks 15. Like 15.
That's a personal foul, so that'll be 15. Or depending on when they were, it'll be half the distance to the goal if they were inside the 30.
Yes, at the 22. So, yes, so it was halfway, or maybe at the 24 because they spotted it at the 11. Yeah, 22-yard line is the original spot. So it's at the 11, 1st and 10. Here's the snap to Robinson Wayne. He looks. He's going to fire to the right corner, looking for his man. He's got him. Touchdown, Tyler Dixon. And the Cadets quickly march down the field and answer.
Now, here's the thing. We've got to get this extra point. And the defense did not get a lot of time to rest, and I think they needed some time to regroup, and hopefully they've gotten enough. Coach Dimovitz has been able to look at the ecosystem and kind of find some adjustments, kind of calm them down a little bit, get them back into their fits and get them playing good. Hopefully we'll not give them great field position either to start with, and we can get back out of here and get another possession.
So Loomis drills it through. It's 14-10. St. Louis U High leads with 6:18 to play until halftime. And we want to thank our friends at Chick-fil-A, the official chicken sandwich of the Cadet Student Network, and our home Chick-fil-A, basically our home field, right there on Manchester Road. Go in and visit them. Tell them CBC and you heard about them in that location on the Cadet Student Network. It's our home Chick-fil-A destination. And CBC comes out right here on the track and plant the flag. St. Louis U High students on the far side sort of say, well, what's the score? So you got to love, the best part to me as a fan of high school football is just the way the students get involved, the way the students interact, and the rivalries, especially in this conference. In the MCC, you got the CBC students, the Sluh High students, and they are both just passionate, fun student bodies.
Yeah, and you see that on a completely different level as a Webster resident or Webster School District resident when Webster and Kirkwood get together. Same type of thing, you just got that, down there.
So the kick is short. Dulick will come up and field it at the 14. Cuts it to the outside, turns it upfield across the 35 to the 40 and brought down there. And Kyle Dulick has had a very good night returning kicks thus far. 2 returns and both across the 40-yard line. That one was short, though, a short kick.
Yeah, I think they were trying to put it up in front of him, and he managed to come up and field it. And I think they were trying to drop it on the ground in front of him. I think with the trouble that they've had with the kick coverage already this evening, I think the name of the game is don't outthink yourself. Maybe just pop it, drive it deep, let your guys cover. You've got a guy, who can put it in the end zone. Granted, he was kicking a little bit into where the wind normally comes from that side of the field. But the last thing you wanted to do was give them field position, and they got to feel good now. Okay, we got field position. We got 6 minutes to go, and they've been able to drive the ball.
First down and 10 at the 41 for the Junior Bills. This is a big defensive series for the Cadets. Porter gets to the 45, gain of 4. Tyler Dixon in on the stop for the Cadets, as well as number 12, that's C.J. Liddell. And it looks like nope, it's an official timeout, an injury time. That's Kellen Porter, and that's not good for the Junior Bills. Kellen Porter ripped his helmet off and threw it to the side, and he's on all fours.
He's hurting
right
a little bit. And when we played them last time, Sadiq Cherry, their star defensive player, inside linebacker, went out of that game, and I don't know that he ever came back and played. I think he might have been out for the season after that. I have not seen him out there tonight. And I know that impacted them. This is a loss that Sluh can't afford to have.
Kellen Porter this year, to give you an idea, for the Junior Bills, he's carried the ball 152 times. The next skill player, other than the quarterback, has carried the ball 18 times. I mean, Kellen Porter is their running game, and so that would be a huge loss if he can't return. He's getting up on his own power, and it doesn't seem like he's limping too badly. So it looks like he may be okay.
You gotta wonder what that is, and wonder if it was lower body or upper body. Maybe he got a stinger or something, into where it's a shoulder or an elbow or something like that, as opposed to a lower body situation.
Whatever happened to just getting the breath knocked out of you? Doesn't that still
well,
happen sometimes?
That does happen, but the way when he ripped off his helmet, normally you're laying there just trying to find air when that happens.
Right. 2nd and 6 at the 45. 5:50 to play. Second quarter. In the backfield now with Hannah is the tight end, Danny O'Keefe, as he flanks Hannah. And who knows who they have to run the ball when Porter's not in there. There's a big hit. The tight end makes the catch, and once again, just beyond the first down marker, the Sluh High Junior Bills have been doing that all evening. Just short passes.
Well, they're reading where the blitz is coming from. So in that particular case, Mike West was coming on a little bit of coming on an outside linebacker blitz. And as soon as he vacated that inside receiver, Hannah just went to him right away. The safety came up, made a nice open field tackle, but he wasn't down. He didn't get up on it quick enough in order to be able to break up the pass. So that's a good play by Hannah. That's tough to do.
1st and 10 at the 48 of CBC. Approaching 5 minutes to play until halftime. Hannah takes the snap, steps up in the pocket, fires near side. Low and caught. A gain of maybe 6. By number 6, Jack McClellan, the junior wide receiver. So it'll be 2nd and a long 4. More like 4.5 for the Junior Bills.
Now, Sluh has a very specific game plan that they're working with right here, and they are doing a good job of executing it at this particular time. The question is whether or not the CBC offense can heat up to take some pressure off of the CBC defense. And they did on the last drive, but whether they can do it again.
So Porter's been out of there for 3 straight plays, and they've thrown 3 straight times. That's complete on the far hash to number 9, Isaac Thompson. And yet again, another first down, that one for about 8 yards. They only needed 5.
Yeah, on that particular play, I mean, Isaac Thompson gets open on that little hook route right there and is able to get a first down. And the passing game, you got, Hannah's only a 49% completion percentage on the year, 14 TDs and 10 interceptions. So not necessarily a prolific passer, and he's kind of been the one that's kept them in this game so far.
Looks like Porter may be back in there. Flank to Hannah's right. He is, and he gets the ball in the backfield immediately as CBC. He's trying to get around the edge. He can't. Good defensive play by the Cadets in the backfield. Quickly on the backside was C.J. Liddell.
I think they missed a big-time hold.
The fans feel the same. You
yeah,
can hear them
they're
yelling.
not real happy. And Porter did not look like he had his burst that he typically does. It looked like it was taking him a while to get to the perimeter there.
Kellen Porter, the 6'1 senior. 3:43 to play. Ball until halftime. Ball spotted at the 30. It'll be 2nd and 4.
CBC defense really, really needs a stop right here for their confidence, if nothing else.
3 wide receivers and a tight end in the backfield. Penalty flag before the snap.
See what they got here.
They threw it during the snap, but it was before the snap.
False start, so that's going to take them back and kind of take away that most of that gain they just got.
So it'll be 2nd and 9 with 3:41 to play until halftime. It's a 14-10 lead for St. Louis U High. Ball spotted at the CBC 35-yard line. The Junior Bills will operate from the right hash.
And they are in no hurry.
Nope.
I mean, they were running somebody on the field with 15 seconds on the play clock. So,
and that person wasn't running. They were
No,
jogging
jogging
very
on.
gingerly. There's the snap right at 1 on the play clock. Hannah goes deep down the middle. There's a penalty flag, and there's going to be another pass interference call against CBC. Isaac Thompson was streaking down the seam, fell down. I didn't see where the I didn't see the actual contact. I just saw him fall down.
I was trying to survey the whole field, and there was, he was there with another player, but
that's going to be Cam Powell again, or was that the safety number 6, George Cooper? I don't think it was Cooper, was it?
I thought it was on the away from Cooper because Cooper was going deep for the ball.
That's right. But there it is, another penalty in the defensive secondary called on CBC. That one actually, I think, was called on the other safety, Jordan Marshall.
I think you might be right. Down the middle of the field, that's pretty typical.
And he was having a conversation with the official there, wondering what he did wrong. 1st and 10 now at the CBC 20. Hannah now will tuck it and run. Rolls. He's looking, and he's sacked.
There we go.
Ray Lingard for CBC gets the sack. Hannah initially looked like he was going to run with it. Then he pulled it back up to throw, and that's when Lingard pulled him down.
Well, he saw Mike West take a couple of steps like he was going to come off of his receiver, so I think he brought the ball back up. I'm going to dump it over. He did that on this near side a little bit ago when he dumped the ball to Isaac Thompson when he was getting flushed out of the pocket on their last drive. And so I think on that one, when he saw Mike West start to step off, he's like, ooh, I might have a chance to dump it over. And West saw that, stuck back by his guy, and ultimately Lingard was able to chase him down.
2nd and 14 after the sack. Lingard's 5th sack of the season. Hannah looking, rolls right now. He'll go back in reverse field. Far side, he's going to run it. Down the sideline, and he's tackled close to the first down. And Brendan Hannah made something out of nothing on that play.
Yeah, he did, and boy, Charlie Kilby was coming around in order to get him, and I think he just needed to come a little harder. He might have been able to draw a penalty there because there was a little bit of that blindside look, but there was, he kind of pulled up on it.
3rd and 1. Under 2 to play until halftime. Ball spotted at the CBC 11. The Junior Bills will operate from the left hash. Let's see what they have dialed up here. Back in the backfield is number 21. That is Porter, Kellen Porter, but Hannah will keep it himself. It was successful last time, but
I think he got
really
it this
close.
time, but it's really close. I mean, CBC did a much better job against that. In fact, on the goal line play, that would have stopped him. He would not have gotten a touchdown because they were on like the 4-yard line when they went on the last one. They stopped the play.
So
they're going to measure.
Official
it looks like.
timeout. Here comes the chain gang. They're going to come measure.
Or they're eyeballing it up based on the lines.
And they're talking it over before they bring them. Here they come. They're going to measure this one. So on 3rd and 1, the sneak by Hannah got them close, and we'll see if they're close enough. And it looks like they probably
haven't pulled it tight.
I don't know. It looks like they may have gotten it.
First down.
By the nose of the football, and the Junior Bills will have 1st and goal at the 10. $1:24 to play until halftime, and the Junior Bills will try to eat this as long as they can to not give CBC the ball back. But they still have to get in.
Well, they got to do something here, and
Junior Bills this year giving up 30 points a game on defense. So far, they've held CBC to 10 here in this first half. Hannah in the pistol formation. Kellen Porter lined up behind him. Tight end now comes tight. Fake to Porter. He's going to roll right. Looking. He throws. It's dropped. He had it, but a big hit there by Sean Horst knocked it free.
Big play, big defensive play there. Stops the clock, brings up second down. And, you're not going to see CBC doing anything here with they're going to hold on to their timeouts and the possibility of them getting the ball back either after Sluh scores or if they manage to turn Sluh over on downs.
Second and goal at the 10. CBC looking for a big stop here.
Sluh's got one, looks like per the scoreboard, they got one timeout left.
This is Porter. Cut it up the middle. Runs into the defender, lowers his shoulder, but he stood up at the 5. It'll be third and goal.
Now, Sluh's in a situation here with the play clock. The play clock works for them. They got to get a play off still, but they're not in any hurry.
And they call timeout. I will call the timeout now. You wonder here, Coach, if it's third and goal at the 5 and you don't get in on this play, the traditional wisdom would say you got to put the points up on the board and go up 17-10. But in a game like this, would St. Louis U High even think about going forward on fourth?
Well, here's what I would say. No, mainly because, right now you're going to see them, they're going to probably have to throw the ball. They've got time, but they use their last time out. Right. So depending on what happens, they're not going to have as much time to get things set up regardless of what they want to do. So it's a huge down for CBC's defense right here. If they can get a stop, incomplete pass or, stuff a run for no gain, they're putting Sluh really in a bit of a pickle in terms of the way the clock is and their ability to stop the clock.
So that's the other question from a strategy perspective. If you've got no more timeouts left, 35 seconds on the clock, are you throwing? If I'm for 5 yards right now, I'm probably throwing the ball right here. Yeah.
I'm probably putting the ball in the air, but they've had great success with pushing Hannah to the perimeter on rollouts, whether it be design or otherwise, and giving him kind of a pass run option, and that's been very successful for them. You saw them on the first down, or almost getting the first down when he peeled back and got a bunch of yards.
So 3rd and 5. That's third and goal at the 5. Hannah fakes. He's going to roll. Throws to the end zone. Knocked away. What do they say? That might be an interception.
Yeah, we got a flag, though, too, so I'm wondering what the flag's going to be.
Let's see what the flag is before we celebrate. But that was Cam Powell. And let's see.
It looked like offensive pass interference. Obviously, I'm biased, folks. I'm not going to pretend I'm not. Oh, holding on the offense.
Declined and an illegal man downfield on the offense.
Oh, that's
both declined.
Huge turn of events here for CBC.
6th interception of the year for Cam Powell, and almost none bigger than that one. Right in the goal line.
That's a huge defensive play for CBC. They needed to get some defensive momentum going into the halftime. It'd be interesting to what CBC does here with 3 timeouts. Whether Coach Pingle's going to say, hey, let's pack it in and go at halftime and regroup, or whether he's got something going.
And he puts Patrick Heidert into the game with 27.8 to play. 2 tailbacks in the backfield for the Cadets. 3 wide receivers. 2 at the top of your screen, and Heidert's going to give it. Up the middle, picking his way is Clay across the 25 to the 29. Chased down there by
Burned a timeout
8.
right away.
Luke Sherman, and a timeout called by the Cadets with 19.7 to play. And it'll be a 2nd and short here for CBC.
And that's one of the things we need to see. CBC needs to have happen in this game. Despite hopefully getting a win, and right now that's severely in question, they need to get Jordan Clay going again. Mid-season when he was rolling pretty well against Chaminade in the first game against Sluh, and in that run right in there at Edwardsville, he was kind of unstoppable, and then he got a little dinged up, and I think he had a little bit of an illness issue, and he just hasn't quite been the same, and they need him to get his confidence and kind of get his mojo back in order to be able to be more than a one-trick pony.
The last time they played Sluh, Jordan Clay had those 2 huge long runs, 3 carries total for 158 yards in that game.
And he had similar type of yardage against Chaminade a couple weeks before that.
And here we go. 2nd and 1, 19.7 to go until halftime. Hyder takes a snap, sets up. He pump fakes. Now he steps up again. He fires, and he's hit as he throws, incomplete. And it'll be 3rd and 1 with 14.2 seconds left until halftime.
I'm wondering what they were trying to do there, but
he pump faked near side to Brinson, hoping to catch the defender.
I think Coach knows a lot more than I do, but I think trying to pump fake on when you've got to go, 70 yards.
They're going to give it to Clay, and he is hit in the backfield, but he'll get the first down. And number 40 in on the stop. That is Deshelle Wooler. CBC better hurry. 7, 6, 5 seconds to go until halftime. Hyder steps up. He's going to go deep down the sideline for Brinson, incomplete. And that'll be the end of the first half. The CBC Cadets, though, have the momentum. They score on a touchdown to make it 14-10. They get a huge interception in the end zone from Cam Powell right at the end of that second quarter. And so the Cadets are heading to halftime, trailing by 4, but I would say they have the momentum here, Coach.
Well, they have a little bit of momentum. They got a little bit of. They can take a little bit of a breath. They get the ball to start the second half, and that's good. That possession and what CBC does with that possession is going to tell the tale of this game, in my opinion.
That's Coach Chris Maris. My name's Randy Molman. You're watching CBC Football on the Cadet Student Network. Don't forget, keep it here, right here on the Cadet Student Network. We're going to show a video of the new eSports program and the new facility that was just built for eSports here at CBC. And we will be back with the second half live in just a few minutes.
CBC alum and State Farm agent Tim Kylo is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the Cadet Student Network. For more than 25 years, Tim and his team have helped their clients protect what is most valuable to them. Whether it's home, auto, or business, CBC Alumni Hall of Famer Tim Kylo prides himself on his commitment to the CBC community, and he can help protect you and your family too. Give him a call at 314-842-4442 to see how Tim can save you money on your insurance. Learn more online at timkylo.com.
Welcome to the Innovation Commons here at CBC High School. We're always so excited when our classes meet in this brand new facility. Whether we're building something new, collaborating on a group project, or talking with the guest speaker, this place makes learning fun. There are so many opportunities here. Take a look at what our teachers are doing to make our high school experience so valuable.
There's just a shift in education, a shift in learning to benefit our students. If we're talking about really helping to prepare these students, these young men, to go beyond these walls, then we have to do our due diligence and provide that type of environment.
One of the things that we like about the space is it mimics what's happening in industries, right? So we know that this is a shift not only in the way schools are moving, but the way companies are moving and businesses, and we wanted that kind of authentic experience. If we teach only what we know, we're doing them a disservice.
Big time.
We got to teach them how to learn on their own, because before long they know more than we.
One of the first lessons that we teach our guys in freshman leadership class is that everything builds off of character. And then we move into things like commitment and understanding what commitment is truly about, and the importance of seeing something through, having the resiliency to not cave at the first sign of adversity. It takes grit.
We're focusing on leading yourself before you can go out and lead others, and really trying to define what leadership is. It's not necessarily being, captain of a team or a club, president of a club. Really, it's about trying to just impact the world in a positive way.
And when the guys walk into this place, there's something that changes. I asked one of my students the other day, I said, what do you think the difference is? They said, well, when you come in here, you come in here to work. And so this place, just by the very nature of being in here, changes the mindset. It changes their way of thinking.
CBC alum and State Farm agent Tim Kylo is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the Cadet Student Network. For more than 25 years, Tim and his team have helped their clients protect what is most valuable to them. Whether it's home, auto, or business, CBC Alumni Hall of Famer Tim Kylo prides himself on his commitment to the CBC community, and he can help protect you and your family too. Give him a call at 314-842-4442 to see how Tim can save you money on your insurance. Learn more online at timkylo.com.
Men for tomorrow, brothers for life. We say it often, and we take great pride in our commitment to this motto. That commitment has become a part of who we are at CBC. Our brotherhood is well defined. We see it, we feel it, we experience it every day. It's in the relationships we establish, the moments we share, and the memories we will cherish forever. But what does it mean to be a man for tomorrow? It means that you've prepared your mind, your body, your spirit, and your conscience for anything that life might throw your way. Your experiences at CBC should push you, challenge you, and inspire you to make the world a better place. And after 4 years, every cadet who walks across that stage at graduation will be a man who is guided by faith, strengthened by intellect, committed to justice, and prepared to lead and serve.
I am a difference maker. Oh, I am only one who speaks to him. And I am the friendliest of friends of God. I am a difference maker. Oh, I am only one who speaks to him. And I am the friendliest of friends of God.
At CBC, we win awards, championships, and accolades of all kinds. We love to celebrate together and couldn't be more proud of these accomplishments. But ultimately, our purpose is much greater. CBC is here to develop young men who will go out and make a difference in the world. That's a man for tomorrow.
A CBC high school education is about a transformation from boys to men. It is about the formation of a brotherhood that will stand the test of time. It is about service and discovery. It is about coming to understand the world around us and the people that live in it, and ourselves through real life experiences.
CBC alum and State Farm agent Tim Kylo is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the Cadet Student Network. For more than 25 years, Tim and his team have helped their clients protect what is most valuable to them. Whether it's home, auto, or business, CBC Alumni Hall of Famer Tim Kylo prides himself on his commitment to the CBC community, and he can help protect you and your family too. Give him a call at 314-842-4442 to see how Tim can save you money on your insurance. Learn more online at timkylo.com. CBC alum and State Farm agent Tim Kylo is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the Cadet Student Network. For more than 25 years, Tim and his team have helped their clients protect what is most valuable to them. Whether it's home, auto, or business, CBC Alumni Hall of Famer Tim Kylo prides himself on his commitment to the CBC community, and he can help protect you and your family too. Give him a call at 314-842-4442 to see how Tim can save you money on your insurance. Learn more online at timkylo.com.
Welcome to the Innovation Commons here at CBC High School. We're always so excited when our classes meet in this brand new facility. Whether we're building something new, collaborating on a group project, or talking with the guest speaker, this place makes learning fun. There are so many opportunities here. Take a look at what our teachers are doing to make our high school experience so valuable.
There's just a shift in education, a shift in learning to benefit our students. If we're talking about really helping to prepare these students, these young men, to go beyond these walls, then we have to do our due diligence and provide that type of environment.
One of the things that we like about the space is it mimics what's happening in industries, right? So we know that this is a shift not only in the way schools are moving, but the way companies are moving and businesses, and we wanted that kind of authentic experience. If we teach only what we know, we're doing them a disservice.
Big time.
We got to teach them how to learn on their own, because before long they know more than we.
One of the first lessons that we teach our guys in freshman leadership class is that everything builds off of character. And then we move into things like commitment and understanding what commitment is truly about and the importance of seeing something through, having the resiliency to not cave at the first sign of adversity. It takes grit.
We're focusing on leading yourself before you can go out and lead others, and really trying to define what leadership is. It's not necessarily being, captain of a team or a club, president of a club. Really, it's about trying to just impact the world in a positive way.
And when the guys walk into this place, there's something that changes. I asked one of my students the other day, I said, what do you think the difference is? They said, well, when you come in here to work. And so this place, just by the very nature of being in here, changes the mindset. It changes their way of thinking.
We are back live at W. Michael Ross Stadium for the second half of the Class 6 District 1 playoff game between the CBC Cadets and the St. Louis U High Junior Billikens here at CBC High School. My name is Randy Molman. Coach Chris Maris alongside. The Junior Bills lead 14-10, and in the first half, Brendan Hanna 11 of 18, 114 yards. The Sluh quarterback has also rushed for 27. He's run for a touchdown, thrown for a touchdown. And, of course, their senior tailback, Kellen Porter, 12 carries for 48 yards. And Isaac Thompson, 6 catches, 85 yards, and a touchdown in that first half. For CBC, Aiden Robinson-Wayne, 5 of 7 throwing, 109 yards. He's rushed 3 times for 18 yards. Jordan Clay leads the Cadets with 21 yards rushing on 3 carries. And Chevalier Brenson, 2 catches, 80 yards in the first half. And, of course, a touchdown catch for Tyler Dixon, his only catch, a 12-yarder. Ray Lingard really playing well on defense, Coach. 7.5 tackles recorded, 1.5 sacks, 2.5 tackles for loss. And once again, Ray Lingard all over the field in that first half.
He is. He's played extremely well all season at that middle linebacker spot. And, you know, I know we've talked about this before. A lot of people expected him to be the go-to guy in the backfield this season with the graduation of Brian Bradford. But with the emergence of Jordan Clay and Artie McAlpine and Jeremiah Miller and some others, you know, that's allowed him to be able to focus more on defense, and he's been able to be a short yardage back for CBC, guy on the goal line in terms of punching it in, and they've been able to focus on some other aspects.
Speaking of defense, the St. Louis U High Billikens controlled time of possession in that first half. They had several methodical drives down the field, ate up a lot of clock. What can CBC do in the second half on defense to come up with some more big plays?
Well, they're just going to have to find their fits on defense, get in their gaps, hold their gaps, and play discipline and within their scheme, and I think that'll be okay. I think you see some guys trying to do a little too much.
Dakota Mayo at the 5-yard line. He'll bring it out. He's hit, breaks the tackle, across the 20, 25, cuts it upfield, across the 30 and across the 40. Great return by Dakota Mayo. And that's what you need to start the second half.
Yeah,
they went into halftime with a little momentum. That only helps right there.
That does. It gives them some good field position, a little bit of breathing room behind them to start the second half here. And hopefully CBC can get on the board here quickly, get the lead, and start taking care of business from there.
37-yard return for Dakota Mayo. It's 1st and 10 CBC at the 42. Aiden Robinson-Wayne starts the half at quarterback. Claps twice, takes the shotgun snap, fakes to Lingard, quick throw near side. Tyler Dixon with a spin move across midfield. First down, Cadets. That was all Tyler Dixon.
Well, it was. He caught the quick bubble pass. They came up hard on it. He spun out of the tackle and got upfield, got a first down, and that's the first key play. Getting that first down helps this offense roll.
First down and 10 now in St. Louis U High territory. CBC wants to establish some momentum here on this first drive, and so far, 2 very good offensive plays. Ray Lingard picks up almost 4.
Yeah, but he did that after a couple. You know, he got hit a couple of times coming through there, kept his feet going, still got positive yardage.
Robinson-Wayne has Lingard to his left, fakes to him, fires again quickly to Dixon, just like on that first play. Great block. Dixon works off the block. Another spin move inside the 30. Got an extra 7 yards after that spin move. And I missed the block. I think it was Zach Hahn.
There was Zach Hahn.
A great block that sprung Dixon up the sideline.
Well, he avoided blocking the guy in the back, and then he waited for that guy to come to him, and then he just got a good shot on his inside shoulder as Dixon was going by him, and there was nothing he could do.
Quickly to the line of scrimmage once again. CBC under 11 to play, only a minute in here in the third quarter. There's a fake and a fire over the middle to Brinson. Brinson inside the 15. That'll be another CBC first down.
So CBC talked about some stuff at halftime. They're doing a little bit of stuff. They're getting their tempo going. That's a huge part of what they do, is being able to get their up-tempo offense.
Feels like the first time tonight, Coach, that the tempo is working as they're working the tempo here. This is Lingard up the middle. Nope, not much.
Well, and that tempo's all predicated. When you first come out on offense, it's all predicated on getting that first down and being able to get up there. And there was, you know, they on the first drive they got that, but then there was a couple of penalties, and all that stuff slows you down. It takes you off your game and what you're trying to do.
Heidert was in the game at tight end. He comes out. Jordan Clay checks in, so 2 in the backfield for CBC. Lingard on Robinson Wayne's right shoulder, Clay on his left. He'll give it to, nope, he'll keep it. Fake to Clay. And a good play right up the middle there by the Sluh defense. Number 8, Luke Shearman, the second leading tackler on this team. 10 sacks on the year for Shearman. Coming in, he's a receiver and a defensive end or a linebacker. Robinson Wayne fires to the end zone, wide open! Chevalier Brenson, 14 yards out. He cut out, the defensive back went inside, and Brenson was wide open.
The defensive back had no chance on that as soon as Brenson turned outside. He must have been pushing hard to the inside, felt it, tried to keep him from going inside. Brenson peeled out. Aiden Robinson Wayne put it right over his shoulder right as he was turning around. The ball was there, and bam, CBC's on the board, got their first lead of the night.
Well, since the 3-0 lead in the first quarter, so it's been a while.
Well, yeah.
St. Louis U High took a 14-3 lead at one point. And that was in the first quarter. Snap back, ball down. Loomis's kick is up. It is good. The Cadets lead 17-14 in a fantastic opening drive. And if you look at the last, let's say, 5 minutes, dating back 2 minutes into the first half to now, the momentum has clearly shifted in the Cadets' favor.
And a lot's going to be told right here, because I can tell you, if I was Mike Jones on that sideline right now, I'm talking to my Sluh guys. I'm like, look, okay, this is a 3-point game. We are still in this. We've got to continue our game plan. We got to continue to eat clock. Keep that offense off the field. Be disciplined. Be smart. And that's really what they've done, and that's part of why they're in this game. When they've gotten themselves in trouble in previous games and earlier this season, it's when CBC's been able to just jump out on you and get out to a, like you said, a 21-7 or 21-3 lead or 14-0, and all of a sudden you start getting out of your game plan and you don't stay with it. And I think that's something a lot of coaches, and I've been guilty of this, you jump out of your game plan too quickly based on what the other team did and not anything about what you did. And sometimes that's a mistake.
It takes a lot of discipline as a coach to stick to that game plan, right?
It does. And I think you'll find that you're a lot more successful over the long haul if you do stick by that game plan.
Loomis kicks off right to left for the Cadets. Deep kick, but it will drop at the 8-yard line. It's Kyle Dulick, and he's got another big return all the way across the 40 for the third time tonight. And CBC may have gotten away with a face mask on the end of that play. It looked like his head jerked around, but I couldn't tell.
Well, a lot was going on right on the sideline here, and it looked like Kenneth Hamilton was going to be able to pin him in, and they managed to get a little bit of a seal on him coming to the outside. Something's up with the paths down on CBC's kickoff team. We've not seen teams have this much success consistently over the course of a game against them on the kickoff return.
Dulick has returned a kick to his own 48, to his own 41, and now to the 44-yard line. 3 good returns by Kyle Dulick, the junior kick returner for the Junior Bills. Pistol formation is how the Junior Bills will start, going left to right. Ball spotted on the right hash, 1st and 10 at the 44. Pistol formation, rainbow far side, incomplete. Cam Powell on coverage. And number 15, Ratterman wants the flag. He didn't get it that time. Good coverage. Blanketed coverage by Cam
Well, that was really
Powell.
tight coverage. And, I saw some ones in the first half that didn't look like pass interference, and that looked a lot closer like it was. They were jockeying. Now, Cam got his head inside as they were jockeying down the field, and I know that's one of the things. So,
2nd down and 10 now for the Junior Bills on their own 44-yard line. 17-14 CBC. 9:20 to play, third quarter. Pistol formation again. Kellen Porter in the backfield behind quarterback Brendan Hanna. 2 tight ends off the line of scrimmage behind the offensive line. Bobbled snap. Hanna again, rainbows far side, incomplete.
That's an acting job right there.
Yeah, it was. Ratterman fell down, threw his hands up like, hey,
he
over.
He did, and that was a total sell job, and I don't blame him. They had hands on each other, and as Cam released to try to go after the ball, he threw himself on the ground when he realized he wasn't going to be able to get it.
3rd and 10. And the thing,
there's a flag in the backfield, so I'm wondering if we got a hold. They're going to back him up some more.
Let's see what this flag's all about.
And I think you do that. If that's a spot foul hold, you definitely take 10 yards from right there. Even though it repeats second down, that really puts Sluh in a huge hole. One of the things I noticed, Randy, CBC has come out and they're playing press coverage to start this half, meaning they're not giving the Sluh receivers any space to work on any of the quick passing game. And in doing so, they're making it hard for Hannah to be able to get that ball out quickly to an open receiver.
3rd and 25 now at the 27-yard line for the Junior Bills. Trailing 17-14, first drive for them here in the 3rd quarter. And the officials blow a whistle. I don't see a flag. Looks like it may be an official timeout.
I don't know if they got equipment or what. Somebody didn't like something. Bad spot.
They're going to talk over the spot, I think. Ball spotted at the 27 of St. Louis U High. And I'm wondering if they're talking about
double-checking where the flag was thrown, whether they walked the penalty off. And I saw where the official started walking from. He walked right from the flag to walk it off, but I didn't see how many steps he took.
So here we go, 2nd and 25. Porter in the backfield flanking Hannah. Hannah takes the shotgun snap, fakes it, now keeps it up the middle. And he got a chunk of yards, but not anywhere close to the line of scrimmage as of yet. Ray Lingard in on the stop as well as number 35, R.J. White. And it'll be 3rd and long, about 20
21
for
maybe.
The Junior Bills.
So CBC's dialing up a couple of different looks for them in that particular play there. That with the down and distance, they played off a little bit, and you got a little bit of a quarterback draw there. Sluh trying to eat some of that yardage back up, maybe catch lightning in a bottle, but we'll see if CBC's got one more for him here.
Bunch set, top of your screen in the slot for the Junior Bills. Here's Hannah. He's going to roll. Now he's going to decide to come back the other way. Looking downfield, fires on the run, and it's caught at midfield by Ratterman. He will not be close. Well, he's close to the first down, but he's 4 yards shy.
4 yards short, so it'll be interesting to see what Sluh decides to do here.
So 4th and 4, and a big decision here for Coach Mike Jones.
He's running the punt unit out. I think this is the right call. You know, and maybe if you've got a fake in your arsenal, this is where you think about going for it if you're St. Louis U High.
This will be the first time all night that the Cadets have forced the Junior Bills to punt. But as Coach said, watch the fake.
I haven't seen a punting unit all night on either team.
No. Zach Hahn stands at his own 18. High snap. Ridgeway gets the punt off. It's a high punt angled towards the sideline. Bounces at the 10. Gets down inside the 5. And that's going to get in the end zone, I think.
Yep.
He
signaled the touchback. Oh, that was really, really close to being
was.
down at the 1 yard line. I think the Sluh defender, in a little bit of greed, trying to get it right really close, should have just gone straight to the ball. You pin somebody inside the 5 yard line, it doesn't matter where the ball is, you really put them in a bad spot.
So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 20, a 50-yard punt by Ridgeway. That's not what he intended. He dropped it right at the 12-yard line. It was a really good punt. It just got a CBC roll into the end zone.
I think Zach probably, if he had that to do over again, would have come over and tried to field that ball, even if he fields it and knocks it out of bounds.
Robinson Wayne takes the shotgun snap. Jordan Clay's got a hole over the right side across the 25. Cuts it up across the 30. First down, Cadets at the 31.
And that's a young man that's got to get going if CBC is going to make a deep playoff run. They need to have a running game other than Aiden Robinson Wayne. And
Clay's
is that him down
now at the end of the play? He's
cramp.
It might be a shoe issue. He's kind of messing with his ankle and he's grabbing at his shoe. I don't know if it's an injury and an equipment issue. Let's see.
No, if they've got
Trainer's
the trainer out
out
there, it's an injury issue, and that's something that they can ill afford to have. So it looks like Jeremiah Miller's down here on the near side getting ready to go in. And one of the things I saw Coach Pitts do, he turned around to Jeremiah Love, the freshman who ran so well late in the game last week, maybe to get him thinking about getting him ready. And there's a young man who's got a burst. And
I was going to say.
He did not show any fear last week.
He was very impressive. So Clay limps off. He's got a slight limp. It doesn't look too serious. Let's see what he's going to come over to the bench here and be looked at by Kristen Jeans. So 1st and 10 CBC after the 11-yard run by Clay. Robinson Wayne lines up in the shotgun, 3 wide receivers to his left. Zach Hahn is the wide receiver, split wide to his right. No, that's Hahn here on the near side, sorry, but that's Lingard busting it up the middle. Across midfield into Sluh territory, or close to midfield, I should say.
Nah, we're going to have a hold. They're bringing it back.
Holding, yep.
Down there, right on about a yard across the line of scrimmage.
So they'll bring this one back after a very good run by Ray Lingard for about 20 yards, and they're going to call it back. Holding on the Cadets.
You see Jordan down here running around a little bit. Kristen moving him over to the training table to get a look at him.
The CBC defensive line and linebackers are over here looking at some video at the table.
Yeah, another guy that's not been in there this week for CBC is Colin Bell, the sophomore, and he's been a big guy on passing downs,
sure.
Very athletic sophomore defensive tackle, and not having him really affects their rotation inside.
1st and 21, ball spotted at the 20. Robinson Wayne takes a snap, sets up, fires. He's got Tyler Dixon, soft coverage, and Dixon. Oh, and they may get him for a tackle around the head. That was number 9, Isaac Thompson.
I don't see that called very often.
No, I don't either. I don't know that we've seen that this year.
I mean, they're calling he signaled face mask to him, and I don't know that I completely agree with that because they don't typically call it if you get him from behind. He had to have his hand around on the face mask because if you're coming over and he ducks, it doesn't usually get called like that. Now, look, I feel like CBC's been on the short end of the stick penalty-wise, so I'm not going to complain too much, but
it didn't seem to me that he grabbed the face mask.
No. Like I said, I couldn't see what was going on around on the other side. The Sluh defender was not happy.
1st down and 10 at the 44 for CBC. Robinson Wayne claps for the snap, gets it, fakes it. Now he was looking for Dixon. Now he's going to have to roll due to pressure. And he finds a man at the last second, Ray Lingard, inside the 45 to the 43. What a play by Robinson Wayne, improvising over here on the near side. He didn't have anyone downfield and just dumped it off for the first.
So CBC faked the bubble screen down on this side and ran the blocker downfield. And Sluh kept the safety over the top. Aiden didn't throw the ball wisely and then just bought some time until Ray could get open.
Robinson Wayne keeps it himself, busts up the middle, inside the 30 to the 26. Aiden Robinson Wayne chews up yardage here for the Cadets. Another big run and another 1st down. The Cadets offense looks like a completely different offense here in the second half in terms of the chunks of yardage they're gaining per play. And Mike Jones has seen enough.
Yeah, he wants a timeout. He wants to calm his guys down and kind of get them refocused a little bit. Take CBC out of their rhythm, out of their momentum. And I think when teams play CBC, this is something that coaches don't do enough. When CBC gets going and in their rhythm, one of the best things you can do to them, if you want to get them out, get them out of it, is get them thinking. Because when CBC's just going, and Coach Pingle gets the plays flowing and everything like that, they're really, really hard to stop when they get their momentum going. And slow them down, make them think, make them double question themselves on a play call, change up what they're doing.
Don't you feel like part of this timeout is not just to talk to his defense, but to interrupt that tempo?
Yes,
right?
Exactly.
So it'll be 1st down and 10 at the 26 after the timeout here for CBC. Looking to score again. They've already driven down the field once and scored in this half. They forced a punt for the first time, and now looking to capitalize on that defensive stand. 6:15 to play, 3rd quarter. 17-14 Cadets.
Double tight end set here.
Hyder and Wardenberg in the game at tight end. Lingard in at tailback. Brenson split far right. Zach Hahn on the near side. Fake to Lingard. Robinson Wayne rolls right. Coming back for the ball is Brenson. He's going to turn the corner around. He should have enough for the 1st down in terms of where he caught the ball.
I think he's going to be short of the 1st down on there.
I thought he caught it beyond the marker.
No, I don't think he did. I think he was right at it, and then he kind of was trying to get there and kind of danced around trying to get the rest of it. Nonetheless, nice play for CBC right there.
2nd and 1.
Brinson having a huge game tonight.
Yeah, he is. He should be over 100 yards by now. He had 80 at halftime. Robinson Wayne fires left side. It is caught by Zach Hahn, his first catch of the night, and he's tackled at the 11. That'll be a first down for CBC at the Junior Bills 11-yard line.
You know, I found a soft spot in the zone right there. Zach just hooked up. Aiden just made a nice, safe throw.
5:27 to play. Here's Robinson Wayne, left side, cuts it upfield. Whoa, shoestring tackle at the 5. Good play by number 25, Kyle Dulick, saving a touchdown.
The right tackle for Sluh against Max Niemeyer threw his hands up like he was going to get a hold. Max just had him dominated, was just driving him, and he had no place to go.
Second and goal, or 2nd and 3 at the 5. This is Lingard moving the pile to the goal line. He's close. They stop him at the 1.
But
that'll be a 1st and goal for CBC.
Well,
should be.
I'm looking at where the sticks are and where they're marking this.
They're saying 3rd, and that's got to be 3 or 4 inches.
Well, you know, you got to push it. You got to punch it in here now.
No,
CD.
they're saying 4th.
No, first down.
It's
First
first.
down. It's
Okay.
first down.
Okay. I was like, I know this is a weird angle, but that's got to be a first down. Lingard over the left side. He drug a tackler in for 6.
There we go, boys.
Touchdown.
Way
Number
to go,
35,
CBC.
Philip Bone had his jersey, but Lingard drug him into the end zone. Is it drug or dragged?
I don't know. You're asking a math guy about grammar question. Get Notestein up here. He'll answer the question.
Those of you listening, you can send your hate tweets to at R. Molman Voice. Just let me know that I don't know the English language as well as I thought I did. Snap back, ball down. Loomis's kick is up and good. CBC leads 24-14 with 4:23 to play in this third quarter. Two great drives.
Yes, very good. Very good drives. Good defensive stand for CBC. I don't know what Coach Pingle said to the boys at halftime. I got an idea what he said at halftime, and they've come out with a little bit more fire in their belly. They've kind of taken control of this game. Now, this is still a pivotal situation because it's a 2-score game, only up 10, and the defense needs to come back out here and have another one. You need to turn this around one more time before you can kind of really feel like you've taken complete control of this game, because this next drive for Sluh is going to be very, very pivotal.
It's going to be huge because what the Junior Bills have done all game is control the clock, control time of possession. They had a 14-3 lead at one point, and that last drive where they punted, there were some things St. Louis U High did where, you know, rainbow passes down the field. None of that short stuff that they were successful at for most of that first half. And you talked about it, that they may have been forced into that with the way CBC came out, pressuring the wide receivers, press coverage right out of the gate.
Well, and you notice there were no pass interference calls because all that contact and everything was happening immediately, and both the receiver and the defensive back were involved on that contact. Whereas when it happens downfield when there's a cushion.
There's a little pooch kick at the 30. Ratterman has it across the 35 to the
They're about
37.
where they've been all night. You know?
Yeah, I was going to say, the funny part is they've been around that area all night, but they didn't want to kick it to Dulick.
No, kick it out of bounds. Give it to him on the 35. And
that'd be the best field position for the CBC defense on kickoff coverage all night.
But that coverage, if they're initiating that contact, and both guys are working hard, both the defender and the offensive guy, the official may not see it the same way as when that contact is made downfield when there's no initial contact made. So it just could be perspective for the official's point of view on why it's being called a little differently.
1st and 10 at the 39. Hannah hands it off to Porter. Porter looking right side. He's hitting the backfield, and CBC will chase him out of bounds.
He has had nowhere to go tonight.
Jeffrey Morgan hit him first. And Marshall and number 87, that's Charlie Kilby, helped finish it off. And yes, CBC now flying to the football on defense. It is amazing what a little momentum and a little positive stop at the end of the first half where they stop them on the interception, they stop them on their first drive, and now that CBC defense is feeling its mojo right now.
They are. They're playing much, much better, much more disciplined, much more physical.
Loss of 3, 2nd and 13 at the 36. Hannah steps up, fires, it's caught. Hit immediately.
Well, you had that You had that short passing game was open there for 3-yard gain and getting whacked and, right there.
Cam Powell with the big hit. It's now 3rd and 10 for the Junior Bills.
Now Sluh's been able to convert some of these even longer than 3rd and 10 in the first half. They were able to convert some of these plays. Hannah extending the play was something that helped them out, him being able to run for a few first downs.
Under 4 to play, 3rd quarter. CBC 24, St. Louis U High 14. 3rd down and 10. Hannah, 3-step drop. Fires deep down the left sideline. He's got a man incomplete.
And the flag
here comes
went
another
flying.
penalty flag. Cam Powell is going to get called again.
I
see.
don't see it. They're both running. You're calling it way, way too tight. You're calling it way too tight. It's unrealistic. Because if Cam doesn't play that tight, he did not impede. I didn't feel like from my vantage point that he impeded his ability to run downfield and go get the ball. He stayed right with them. They were both fighting. And I just don't, I think it's an unrealistic expectation. You're expecting the defensive back to yield and give up the play. And you just can't expect them to do that.
So a first down, automatic first down at the 46-yard line of CBC for the Junior Bills. They get it on a 3rd and 10. They get that penalty. Wow. 3:25 to go, 3rd quarter. Design run for Hannah looking. He's got no room. Hit in the backfield. He breaks 1 tackle. And then he's run out of bounds at midfield. Finishing it off over there. Looked like number 21.
The official needs to get on the sideline and get Kellen Porter back over to his side. He needs to not be getting, whether he's right or wrong about what happened on the sideline, he needs to get himself back away from that.
Jordan Marshall finished that off for the Cadets. CBC defense in the backfield again. It'll be 2nd and 13, another loss of 3. Cadet defense is playing with a little attitude right now.
They are. They are playing with some renewed enthusiasm after the 3 and out, or forcing the punt.
And a timeout called by the Junior Bills. Kellen Porter was lingering on that CBC sideline and talking to the bench all the way back over to the huddle.
And the official was right there. They need to, take care of that.
So a timeout on the field, 2:30 to play in the 3rd quarter, 24-14 Cadets. The Cadets were down 14-3 at the end of 1. And they have battled back to take a 10-point lead here in this 3rd quarter. And we talked about St. Louis U High controlling the clock in the first half. CBC has controlled it here in this 3rd quarter.
Well, they really have, and I mean they've done it with scoring reasonably quickly at that too.
So a 2nd timeout here called by the Junior Bills, and once again, I think part of that timeout is just to calm his offense down. I think that it's starting to get a little chippy, and they're starting to get a little mouthy, and he wanted to get everyone together, and Coach Jones kind of saying, look, we got to play football. We got to get back in this, we got to stay in this game. Because it's a 2nd and 13 here. You don't want to get knocked back further with some stupid personal foul call.
Right.
2 wide receivers in the game, 2 tight ends lined up behind the offensive line. Hannah and Porter in the backfield. 2:30 to play in the 3rd quarter, 24-14 CBC. Cadets showing blitz, back off of it. Hannah steps up, 5-step drop, fires down the middle of the field into coverage, and it's knocked away.
Great coverage right there. You had 3 guys on it was really a one-man route on that, and it was, you allowed to get the CBC corner was over on him coming across with man. There was nobody else out there to get him in trouble, and you had both safeties bracketing that.
Good play by Cam Powell, too. He waited. Once that ball got into the receiver's hands, it was a good throw right in the middle of 3 defenders, but Powell timed it perfectly over the top to bat it away.
I mean, part of this in this game is I feel like Brandon Hanna has played way, way above where he has played all year in terms of his quality.
A lot of it due to a lot of the short, quick passing game. Up the middle is Hanna, and he fumbles the football. It's picked up by Marshall. CBC ball inside St. Louis U High territory. The Cadets are fired up now here at W. Michael Ross Stadium.
So forced a turnover right there on Hannah, who, as I said, had been playing way above his, where his numbers and his performance have been all year this game, playing the game of his life, and turns the ball over right there to give CBC an opportunity to maybe put this game, maybe not out of reach, but definitely put Sluh really, really behind a tough situation.
The last 3 Sluh offensive possessions have resulted in an interception, a punt, and a fumble. There's a snap to Aiden Robinson-Wayne. He gets out of pressure. He's going to roll left. He fires down the field. He's got Zach Hahn on the run. What a play!
Oh, you've got to be there. It's coming back. Another hold.
And another hold on CBC. Look, that play's coming back, but let's, for a second, admire the athleticism there of Aiden Robinson-Wayne getting out of that pressure. Yep. 2 guys up the middle. He spins around, throws across his body, and hits Zach Hahn in stride. That is insanely athletic, but unfortunately, it's coming back, and it's going to be all the way back to the 41-yard line.
Well, it was pretty deep in the backfield when Aiden Robinson-Wayne spun out of there. It's a tough situation. It's when you start getting scramble plays, that's a lot of times when holds happen. I didn't see it, but I won't say that it didn't happen. It's just a shame that such an athletic, pretty play gets called back on a situation like that.
1st and 10 at the 41. Check that. 1st and much longer than 10 at the 41-yard line. Robinson-Wayne fakes to Lingard, steps up, now fires. A little dump off to Heidert, the tight end, and he's tackled well. No, he's still going. Wow. Patrick Heidert was all but down, but his knees never touched. Oh, and there's a lot of talking now on the sideline over here. Luke Sherman.
Get on the field and grab him.
Brenson chatting.
Come on, coaches. I'm sorry. They're not going to be happy if they listen to the broadcast later, but grab your kids and get them off the field. If the officials aren't going to take control of the game, then take control of your kids.
It'll be 2nd and 35 now for the Cadets at their own 35-yard line. It's starting to get very chippy out there. Robinson-Wayne complete to Powell at the 41. Now it'll be 3rd and 29.
We'll see what CBC wants to do. They might choose to go into the 4th quarter, but
I think they will. They're going to. That'll be the end of the 3rd quarter. The CBC Cadets with a big 3rd quarter, 14 points. And they take a 24-14 lead. Hey, don't forget, if you want some CBC merch, some gear, go to eastbay.com, CBC and Under Armour. All your CBC gear at eastbay.com. We are in the Tim Kylo broadcast booth for any insurance information, questions on insurance, questions on coverage. You want an opportunity to save some money? Contact our buddy Tim Kylo, CBC alum and State Farm Insurance Agent, 314-842-4442, or Tim at timkylo, that's KILO.com. So, Coach, an eventful 3rd quarter.
This has just been a very, very bizarre game. To be quite honest with you. And we've seen some first-round games like this for CBC in the past. I can remember a Hazelwood West game a number of years ago that was really kind of bizarre. Hazelwood West just ate up. I think CBC only had like 1 or 2 possessions in the first half, and it was really, really close. And CBC put it away in the second half. And this game is far from over, only being a 10-point lead. But it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out through the 4th quarter.
Don't forget the other Class 6 games going on tonight. DeSmet and Pattonville, the number 1 and number 8 seed. The winner of that game will play the winner of this game next Friday night.
DeSmet was up 35-0 at halftime, I believe. They were up 35-0 at one point. I think that was halftime.
Francis Howell, the 2 seed, taking on Francis Howell Central. Francis Howell 8-1, and they will play the winner of Hazelwood West, the 3 seed, and Hazelwood Central, the 6th seed, and that will be played tomorrow.
And Francis Howell was up big, 35-0 on Francis Howell Central at one point, and the West Hazelwood Central game is tomorrow. And that was like an 8-point game the first time those two teams played.
3rd and 30, and they're going to keep it simple.
Ooh.
Robinson Wayne runs up the middle.
Didn't get a very good
46-yard
block on
line.
that guy. Otherwise, he might have had something there. They're going to run it, get it to midfield. They're going to punt.
Tackle there by big number 75. That's Britt Nelson, the junior, for the Junior Bills. So 4th down, CBC will punt for the first time tonight. Charlton stands at his own 30. And back deep, I think that looks like Thompson for the Junior Bills. No?
I can't see the number.
Might be McClellan. Let's see. Here's the punt by Charlton. Line drive kick, end over end, and caught at the 25.
Taken
Return
down
to
right
the
away.
29. Good tackle for CBC. Dylan Wardenberg, I believe.
Yep, they came after the punt a little bit. Not real heavy, but enough that Charlton just made sure he got it off. Little quick end over end kick. The returner had to come up fast and field it, and sometimes that spells disaster because your coverage guys aren't down there. But Dylan Wardenberg, the long snapper no less, down the field quickly and tripped him up, and basically he got about 2 yards on that return.
1st down and 10 for St. Louis U High. At the 30-yard line, they trail by 10. We're in the 4th quarter. 24-14 Cadets. Brendan Hanna out of the gun. 2 wide receivers near side. 1 wide receiver split wide right. On the far side of the field. Hanna takes the shotgun snap, steps up, fires. Caught. 35-yard line, breaks the tackle. Across the 40. Cuts back inside the 45. Tackled at midfield. That's Isaac Thompson. He should be over 100 yards as well for St. Louis U High. He's having a big night for the Junior Bills.
He has. He's had a very good game, and that's a play right there, the corner. I think that one might have been Cam Powell's got to just make a strong tackle there. He's got the ball. Come in, get your body into that tackle, hang on, and make a tackle there. Don't let him spin off because you're trying to, save another yard or so. They already had the first down.
Thompson had 466 receiving yards coming in. Porter's tackled by Mike West, but not before he picks up 5, maybe 6. Good play by Mike West.
Somebody's down for CBC back here in the backfield. Defensive backfield.
Can't tell if they're holding their hamstring or if it's an ankle.
It looks like an ankle. He looks like he's pulling his foot into his leg.
Ooh, that's Cam Powell, and that's not a good sign.
That might be more of a cramp, the way
he got up so quickly.
Well, they're getting him off the field really quick.
And Lingard also limped off. Ray Lingard limped off. So Cam Powell and Ray Lingard both leave the field at the same time. 2 of your better, actually might be your best 2 defensive players.
Garrett Shantz on the field to fill in, and still trying to see what they did at corner down here.
Jordan Marshall is standing over here, but I don't know that he'll be playing.
Is that
corner.
Justice Johnson,
Yep,
the sophomore?
number
Okay.
32. Justice Johnson, the 5'11 sophomore, replaces Powell. Hanna takes the snap, looks right. Batted down by Mike West. Mike West does a little strutting after that. And it'll be 3rd and 6.
Big play. Here we go. Another big 3rd down right here for CBC.
3rd down and 6 for the Junior Bills. 10-16 to play in this one. Chris Maris alongside. My name's Randy Molman. You're watching CBC football on the Cadet Student Network. Cam Powell is now. It looks like they may take him back to the. They're going to get him up on the training table. He doesn't look to be hurt too bad there. Let's see what Kristen Jeans works on down there from Mercy Healthcare. 3rd and 6. Here's Porter up the middle. He's stopped. That's going to be several yards short of the first down and some extracurriculars once again after the play. Kellen Porter involved again.
And I wonder if they're looking at this as 2-down territory. Nope, they're running the punt unit on. I thought maybe if you ran the ball in that situation, you might be thinking of going 2-down territory. Here's a couple things I wonder about for Sluh. When you replace a senior with a sophomore at corner down here on this near side with Justice Johnson, you made no attempt to go after him with any of the routes that you ran, on the route you ran on the previous play. I would have gone after that guy right away because he's coming off cold. He hasn't been out there. You know, maybe you catch him a step slow.
Ridgeway to punt. It's 4th and 4. The Junior Bills, again, they're in CBC territory. Just
another
keep an eye
opportunity
on that fake.
for a fake, yeah.
Just keep an eye on that fake. Zach Hahn standing at his own 10. Ridgeway, high snap. He'll punt it. Good high punt once again from Ridgeway, and it lands at the 15, takes a Sluh bounce. But CBC, not too bad considering. They'll start at the 17.
Nah, they got really close to the punter back there. Don't want to get a crazy rough in the punter call or anything like that, or running into him, or however they call that. All 3 levels of football that we deal with. Call it all a little, they have different rules, and I don't know them all in between each level, between high school, college, and pro.
Don't forget about the CBC Open House this Sunday from 10 to 2. Come over to CBC, check out campus.
Hey, I'll be giving tours on Sunday.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
So where do they have to find Coach Maris?
Well, I'll be giving tours
front?
off and on in coming out of our dining hall where our tour route is. And
Lingard back in the game and a good tough run on first
down.
down.
Yeah, that was a really good run.
Picked up about
4. Yeah. No, we've got a bunch of people out giving tours. I'll be out there if you want to come see the eSports Arena or the Innovation Commons.
If you've ever seen me, you'd know that my tour would start and stop in the cafeteria.
There's food there.
That's what I'm saying.
There is food.
That's what I'm saying. You could just tell that by looking at me. Lingard, a big run across the 35 to the 36. That's a 14-yard pickup for Ray Lingard. They actually spotted at the 37-yard line. 15-yard pickup. Good run by Ray Lingard.
I'm watching all the antics going on behind the ball and away from the ball. Hopefully nobody does anything silly.
Yeah, there is a lot of talking going on down there right now. Robinson Wayne takes the snap, fakes it, steps up. Oh, he's hit as he throws. He was hit hard. Coming on the backside, Luke Sherman drilled Robinson Wayne, and then we get a flag.
What is he? Okay, but why didn't you throw the flag initially? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
That's the question. Why are you throwing the flag after he's hurt?
Well,
why isn't he throwing the flag
now here's the deal.
At the time of the hit?
As the play, did he walk up? Now, in all reality, maybe his first focus was, I need to see if this kid's okay. He was planning on throwing the flag either way, and when he realized, once he's like, okay, we got it, then he threw it. But the flag's right there. Throw it right away, and then. Oh, is he calling intentional grounding? He is, judging by Coach Pingle.
He's going to call intentional grounding?
Yes, that's what he's calling.
But here's the thing. Didn't that ball get rerouted
yes.
with the hit?
Yes.
The ball came over here off the hit. That can't be a flag.
The
CBC fans are not happy.
No, and they shouldn't be. Because if you're in the act of getting hit, you should not be getting called for intentional grounding.
So
looks like just looked like he had the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah, he looks okay. He's coming off under his own power. Patrick Heidert will come on now. And the CBC coaching staff is irate.
Well,
and they should be. Look,
here's the deal. The coaches get the opportunity to rate these guys during the regular season. They don't get to rate playoff games. That's a really, really, really bad penalty.
Yeah, and you won't see us. You really won't see us.
That's a loss of down. I will question things, but I don't really get after him too bad. This is really, really bad.
That's a terrible call because in the act of throwing, he was hit, which redirected the ball to an area of the field there was no receiver. You can't throw that flag if the ball was redirected on a hit.
Maybe they can. Maybe that's a high school rule. I don't know. If that's the case, it's a terrible rule.
2nd and long now after the intentional grounding. Heidert fires far side. Zach Hahn works off a block across the 30 to the 34. Good block over there by Chevalier Brinson. This is a game right now that's getting chippy enough to where these receivers want to do some blocking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my coaching concern and stuff is right now, if this game ends right now, we get a game with the Smet next week and a rematch, and maybe that's a long shot nonetheless, but you don't want to lose anybody because of something silly happening.
Heidert takes the snap on third down. He goes deep looking for Brinson. Overthrown.
Now come on.
No flag on the play.
Wow.
Incomplete pass. It'll be 4th and 12.
He Sorry, there's a lot of people hollering in front of us, and I feel their pain. I really do.
We might have to put the beep meter in.
Well, we don't have one of those.
Do we have a second delay? We don't have a 7-second delay?
Okay. We
Okay.
might have more than that, but wow.
Take the crowd mic off. All right, it's 4th and 12. And Charlton's into punt. He stands at his own 30. Back deep is number 6 for St. Louis U High. That's Jack McClellan. He's standing at his 34. Let's see if the Junior Bills want to come after this one. Charlton's punt is a good one. Good high punt, fair catch at the 32, and that's where the Junior Bills will take over. Once again, Dylan Wardenberg, the first CBC cadet downfield.
Well, your snapper, he snaps and he gets out of there. And he's protected while he's down snapping. That you generally don't put anybody over him, so he's kind of, in a position to go downfield, almost like a third gunner if you got a guy who can get down there and do it.
We have 7:50 to go, and just to catch you up here, if you're just joining us, the CBC Cadets took an early 3-0 lead, but the Junior Bills, after the first quarter, led 14-3. CBC cut it to 14-10, then had a huge interception in their own end zone on a long Sluh drive to end the second quarter. There's a rainbow pass, far side, and a catch. And they're going to say he caught it.
And is that Sean Horst got pushed off on.
Luke
and
Johnston.
The defensive backs are in a no-win situation here. And
so the Junior Bills, a big play on first down. So then at halftime, it was 14-10, just to review once again. CBC came out in the third quarter, scored a touchdown, forced a punt, scored a touchdown, and now lead 24-14. The game has gotten very, very physical here in this second half. Handed a Porter up the middle, trying to find a seam, and he can't. That was closed up quickly by the Cadets.
So the CBC run defense, especially against Porter, has been very, very stout. He does not have a whole lot going for him tonight, and hopefully it stays that way.
He was averaging 4 yards a carry at halftime. I can't imagine that's improved.
No. And that might be on like one or two, really solidified on 1 or 2 runs, but.
2nd and 10 for the Billikens here at the 37-yard line of CBC. Hanna out of the gun, takes the snap. He's going to go deep down the left side, looking for a receiver, incomplete. Ball was overthrown, intended for Johnston. Check that, Thompson, Isaac Thompson, who's had a big night.
Yeah, he's been very good, and Justice Johnson right there. Ball overthrown out of bounds as they tried to redirect to go get it, but nobody was catching that ball.
Cam Powell I don't think he's returned.
No, I don't think he has either now. I don't see him on the training table, and I don't see him on the bench.
No, that's what I was wondering, if he's up and standing on the sideline or if he had to go back to the locker room. 3rd and 10 here for the Junior Bills at the 37-yard line of CBC. Snap to Hanna. Hanna steps up. He's going to go deep again. Down the right side, Sean Horst with an interception inside the 5.
You kept going to that.
He's been close all night.
Well,
Coach.
you kept going to that well, and, on the last one, he caught it over the behind Sean Horst on a really tough situation, good coverage. That one, he didn't put enough on that play. Sean Horst was able to kind of post up and bring that in.
Another big defensive stop for the Cadets. The defense who didn't give up a lot of points in the first half, but they were on the field for a long time.
Yeah, they were.
They've come up with several big plays in this second half, and it started at the end of the first half with the big Cam Powell interception in the end zone. So CBC takes over, and good to see Aiden Robinson-Wayne back in the game after he took a big hit on that last drive. He stands in his own end zone, though. He takes a snap, and he's going to throw. Short pass, far side, bounced out. Brinson caught it. That was like a pinball. Or
it looked like he had it, and then maybe they punched it out.
Yeah.
And then he reached up and grabbed it again, and second and short gives them a little bit of breathing room.
You ever play with a Super Ball as a kid?
Yes.
That's when it kind of bounced off him and bounced straight up in the air?
Yes.
Like a oblong Super Ball. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Robinson Wayne out of the gun. He's got Lingard. Is that Lingard?
I think so, yeah.
Lingard to his left, wearing the gold shoes. I go down to the shoes at this point. Lingard's got it up the middle, and what a move! Sidestep a tackler, ran over the safety. First down, CBC. Boy, the Cadets are just in a zone right now, Coach. They're playing hard.
They're playing well, and really the only thing that stopped them so far in this half, and really a lot in the game, has been a lot of penalties. Good, bad, or ugly. But a lot of penalties are the main thing that's slowed them down.
1st and 10 at the 25. They're out of the shadow of their own end zone now. Robinson Wayne to Lingard. Oh, that's a face mask. There's the flag. Up the middle at the 30. Lingard had the face mask grabbed right as he ran into the thick of that line.
Good, strong run there by Ray Lingard.
So a face mask will be called here on the Junior Bills. So that'll be a first down for the Cadets with 5:28 to go in this one. A touchdown here could seal it. The Cadets.
Yeah, I think with the time left, it pretty much would. But, you saw last week with Kirkwood and Ledoux. And Ledoux had a 35-14 lead, I believe it was. And Kirkwood came back and won that game. They scored a bunch with about 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter and came back and won. So, but I think a score here pretty much puts us out of reach.
Robinson Wayne steps up. He's going to fire deep. He's got Brenson behind the defense, inside the 20, inside the 15, and inside the 10 before finally being brought down. A beautiful throw by Robinson Wayne. Hit Brenson in stride. By the way, he was double covered. He beat both defenders down the field.
How do you get wide open? I mean, if you're running double coverage on a guy because you don't want him to get to the ball, why aren't you bracketing him over and under?
Right.
And have a guy running with him and have a guy playing over the top. How does he get by that? Is what I'm trying to figure out.
Huge play. Here's Lingard up the middle. He's stopped at about the 5.
Got
Inside
about
the
3
5.
or 4 on that one.
We'll mark it down at about the 4. So it'll be 2nd and goal for the Cadets. Leading by 10, under 5 to play. And the Cadets came out in this second half, and they have dominated. Robinson Wayne will roll right, and he's chased down from behind.
That particular play just has not gone well.
Sherman and the quarterback, Brendan Hanna, playing a little linebacker, got in there on the tackle.
The CBC faithful in front of us would have liked to have seen another run play there.
Ball spot at the 14-yard line. Tried a misdirection, and Wayne kind of faked it to the Robinson Wayne kind of faked it to the left, and then came back the other way, hoping to get the defense going in one direction. See if he could get a wide open receiver over here on the near side. 3rd down and goal. Robinson Wayne fires over the middle for Hahn, incomplete and almost intercepted. That was number 35 back there, Philip Bone, who almost came up with the pick in the back of the end zone.
What do we got a flag for now?
And was this flag late or was it during the play?
I don't know what he was.
Was it after the play? Or did he throw it during the play? Let's see.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on CBC.
Now, is that going to take the Cadets out of field goal?
Oh, yeah. It's a 15-yard penalty.
So they're going to have to bring this back now all the way to the 29-yard line. This will make this
47.
Now, he made a 46.
Yeah,
Loomis
maybe.
made a
Now it looks like they're going to go for a field goal here.
So this will be about 46 and a half yards this time. This field goal here would force St. Louis U High to have to score 2 touchdowns to have a chance to win this game. So this is a big field goal attempt here And they now spot it at the 37. So a 47-yard attempt for Loomis. Snap back, ball down. The kick is long enough, and it is good!
Nice.
47 yards! Eric Loomis and a penalty flag at the end of the play.
We're going to get another unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. This one's on Loomis. He was showboating to the other sideline.
Well, was he? Okay, so I've seen him and Charlton do the golf swing thing. He didn't do that?
No, he was thumping his chest and kind of
the other side.
Yeah.
He faced the Sluh bench. All right. I know he and Charlton have done that golf swing thing after they make a field goal, but I didn't see him. Show up the other side. All right. Well, that's going to set up a good return here.
It is.
For Kyle Dulick, who has been incredible tonight on kickoff returns.
That's 4 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties in this game.
And at least 4 or 5 pass interference calls.
Yes.
I mean, you're talking about we're approaching over 100 yards in penalties. They've got to be over 100 yards in penalties, don't you think?
CBC?
Just between those two, yeah.
Easily.
Just between those two.
Easily.
Those 2 penalty calls right there should put them over 100.
Now, in fairness, one of the unsportsmanlike conduct penalties was on St. Louis U High. But CBC's got 3. They've got multiple personal fouls. They've got the intentional groundings. Really a sloppy game when it comes to some of that discipline stuff.
So it looks like Charlton's going to do the kicking.
Yeah, this is going to be about putting the ball up in the air and letting your guys get underneath it, I think. As your punter, he's got a little bit better feel for getting the ball up.
Well, let's see.
Unless Loomis got ejected and we didn't see it, but I don't think so.
Dulick stands at his own 19. Every return he's had tonight from inside his 10-yard line, he's returned across the 40. This one drops at the 28. Across the 35 now, across the 40. Hit from behind, ball's free. CBC football. It's CBC's ball.
There we go. There's a little karma.
Tay Wiley, I believe, was the return man, and he was hit from behind.
I think was Ray Lingard on there. I mean, it seemed like a little running back guy popped up with the ball and kind of fell out of bounds with it.
CBC recovers at the 45. And now you run the ball or run the clock. However you do that, you just run the clock.
Yep.
3:32 to go, and most likely a rematch next Friday versus DeSmet if CBC can hold on here. 3:32 left, fourth quarter, 27-14. The Cadets have dominated the second half of this game. Heidert in the game at quarterback. Takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself. Up the middle. Across the 40. Across the 35. Lowers his shoulder. And he runs over Bone at the 28. First down, CBC. Boy, you don't want to see that coming.
No, you don't. You know you don't, but here's the deal. Bone, once he was in the secondary, Bone just got to get him to the ground, you know, and he did. He stood there. He kind of took it like a basketball charge and brought him down, and that's what you need to do once they've already got the first down.
Uh-oh. Almost a disastrous play there. Finally brought down by number 75, Britt Nelson, but that's a huge loss. That ball popped up on Heidert, almost lost it. They'll take the loss instead of the turnover, that's for sure. Is this another penalty? It is.
Illegal shift.
Illegal shift.
Is what I think that is.
So already a big loss on the play. They'll mark it back further.
Well, I don't think they get both.
No. So St. Louis U High gets
I would
to
think
decide.
they're going to decline the penalty, but I mean, if it's an illegal shift, I think it's only 5 yards.
Right. Penalties declined. Okay.
I think you'd rather have – I mean, I don't think you want a 5-yard penalty. I mean, you'd be giving CBC another 3 yards from where they are, and it would be first down again.
Right. So 1st and 10 at the 37, just shy of the 37. Heidert in the game at quarterback. Lingard, and this is Gray, and he's tackled well behind the line of scrimmage. Good play there on defense.
There's Jeremiah Miller, yeah.
Number 8, Luke Sherman, makes the tackle.
Somebody missed something there. We're going the wrong direction, boys.
And one of Sluh High's best defenders. We haven't really called his name, and I don't think he's even played, is number 3, Anthony Bohannon. I haven't seen his number, and I haven't called his name pretty much all night.
Nope.
Bohannon came in the leading tackler by far for this Junior Billikens defense, every game this year, double-digit tackles. 6 sacks, 15 tackles for loss, but he was not on the field tonight for the Junior Bills. Here's Lingard up the middle. Inside the 40, 35-30, 25-20, run out of bounds at the 19, close to a first down.
4th down, probably 4th and 1.
4th and short. You get this first down, timeout, St. Louis U High. You get this first down, and the game is over. You kick a field goal here, and the game is over.
The risk, and now here's the thing, the risk with kicking the field goal is if they block it, you know, you have that risk of that block return, and now all of a sudden they've got to score. They get the ability to onside kick. There's still time.
So Coach Maris is going for it?
I'm going for it right here. I'm not gonna set up and try to kick a field goal.
It's 4th and 1.
In fact, I'll be honest with you. I'm putting Heidert in the game at quarterback, and no disrespect to him, I'm putting Heidert in a quarterback, and I'm just running him right up the gut like they've done a couple of different times.
St. Louis U High has no more timeouts. A first down here, and this game is over with 1:48 to play. And it looks like Heidert is in the huddle. Let's see if on the sideline.
It's a question of whether he's in a tight end or whether he's in a quarterback.
That's right. Jeremiah Miller comes out with Lingard. Heidert is in at quarterback.
So it does. So I think that's what we'll see here is a quarterback keep.
Brenson and Hahn split out far left. In the slot on the right, Tyler Dixon. Heidert keeps it himself up the middle. He's surging across. He'll have the first down. The pile moves to the 15-yard line. And that should be it. The Junior Bills have no more timeouts. It's 1:38 to play. The Cadets lead 27-14, and it's 1st and 10, and that should be all she wrote here from W. Michael Ross Stadium. Chevalier Brenson just walked and motioned to the bench.
Let's go.
Let's play. He wants another score.
He wants to score.
He wants another score.
Well.
And they're going to victory formation here. With 1:10 to play.
Even the fans don't want to see this. They just want to see us go for another one. But folks, this is all about surviving. Winning, you keep going. The CBC's got a lot of work to do if they want to take a chance on beating DeSmet next week. So
CBC will win this one 27-14. They will play most likely DeSmet. We don't have a final.
I've got to believe that was running clock already. So
DeSmet was up big, and so the big rematch next week versus DeSmet at DeSmet Friday night, 7 o'clock. You'll be able to watch it live right here on the Cadet Student Network. And as you've said before, CBC has not been in a position where they've had to exact revenge. It's usually the other way around.
Yep.
But now it's their turn, and you know they're going to be fired up for this game.
They are, but DeSmet is right now the juggernaut. I mean, they are the immovable force the way CBC's been the last few years in the St. Louis area. And the question is whether or not CBC can make some things happen for themselves. I can tell you right now with the number of penalties and the number of mistakes, they're going to have to clean this up going into next week.
27-14 is the final here from W. Michael Ross Stadium. We want to thank Tim Kylo of State Farm Insurance, and a CBC alum, Tim at timkylo.com, 314-842-4442. The fireworks go off here at W. Michael Ross Stadium as the Cadets win their first-round playoff game. Let me give you some post-game stats here, courtesy of our man Miles French handling the stats here today. Brendan Hanna ended up 16 of 29 for Sluh, 219 yards passing, a touchdown and a pick. And Kellen Porter had only 3 yards rushing in the second half. He had 48 coming in, 51 total. Brendan Hanna rushed for 34 and a touchdown. For CBC, a very efficient night passing for Aiden Robinson-Wayne. How about that? 17 of 21, 264 yards and 2 touchdowns. How about that night?
Yep, that's a pretty good night for him. And, you know, CBC did what they needed to do in the second half. Outscoring Sluh 17-0 in the second half in order to take care of business and get a win.
Lingard ended up with 99 yards rushing and a touchdown, and Ray Lingard with a huge second half. Robinson Wayne 36 yards, Jordan Clay 32 yards for CBC. Receiving, Chevalier Brenson, Coach, you said it, big night, 8 catches, 171 yards, 21.4 yards per catch, and a touchdown.
Well, and there's a guy who came into the first DeSmet game with a lot of fanfare after a big first couple of games and pretty much was a non-factor in that game. So we're going to see whether or not CBC makes an intentional effort to get him involved early on in that game against DeSmet next week.
Props to St. Louis U High's Isaac Thompson, 8 catches, 110 yards, and a touchdown. Big night for him. And on defense, Lingard, 10 tackles, actually 13 total tackles, 7 solo, 6 on the assists. He's had 4.5 tackles for loss tonight.
Yep.
Ray Lingard all over the field. Sean Horst with a good night at corner, and Jordan Marshall with 4 tackles as well for CBC. Mike West had 5 tackles and a tackle for loss. He's always a presence. Now they have to turn their attention to next week. They can enjoy this one tonight. They're 1-0 in districts. Now they got to go play DeSmet next week. Coach.
Well, and they really had to work for this one, and I think, you know, that's a good thing for them to have happen for them is to get ready. Is, you know, they'll come back renewed and ready to go. They'll start working Sunday, Monday, and get ready to go.
Our thanks to Braden Paulus, Jack Hobart, Carter David, Charles Bryan, all working on the Cadet Student Network here tonight. They do a great job providing you this broadcast, and of course, Randy Gardner, executive producer extraordinaire. And also, how about Mason Jenkins back from college, helping out here tonight, and Miles French, who helps us with stats. He does such a good job with that. And the CBC Cadets end up winning 27-14, a huge win and a huge second half. And they've got a lot of momentum. They got to get ready for DeSmet, but boy, I can't wait for next week, Coach.
Oh, it's going to be fun. I can't wait. Boy, I got to go through. Look, folks, come out and see me at open house. I'll be excited. I'll show you talk about all about CBC. Lord knows I love to talk. But it's going to be rough getting through a whole week of school, getting ready to go up against DeSmet next week, and seeing whether or not we've grown. Win or lose, next week. I want to see how far this CBC team has grown, because it's been a real trial for these guys in order to get to where they are. They've had, it hasn't been easy. They've really had to work at it, and they've done a great job no matter how the season turns out next week, and we'll see what happens.
CBC 8-2, DeSmet 10-0 next week in the Class 6 District 1 semifinal. You can watch it right here on the Cadet Student Network. For Chris Maris, my name's Randy Molman. We will see you next week at 7 p.m. right back here on the Cadet Student Network. Good night, everybody.